Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. Insomniac series. I guess I was just talking to myself. I don't know where it ended up. So subscribe, like, share my videos. Welcome to Insomniac series episode 43. Anyway, where I was. So I just figured I'd come on, hang out with you guys, and because I can't sleep. That's what the Insomniac series is all about, the inability to sleep. So instead of sitting around watching TV, killing my brain more, why don't I do something productive? So there's a video tutorial that I did about making these tiny little mini blocks. It's the mini Jacob's ladder. So tonight I'm just here to get some more work done on these blocks because they need to be worked on. And why don't I see my little ruler? It's probably buried over there. I need to trim some more blocks down, but I'm going to turn the camera around. That way we can chit chat and I can trim and you guys can just watch me do that. Let's see who's here. Hi, Terry. Hi, Patricia, Jim, Kim, Pamela. Hi, guys. First one here, and you're buffering. Yeah, I don't know why. The internet sucks. I told you guys the internet sucks. It sucks. After like this time though, it usually runs better, so let's hope that it stays running good. But I'll keep an eye on this screen to make sure it's not spinning and hope that I can check that one. So hi guys, and thank you for joining me. I just got done spending money on yeah. I made enough money on my YouTube channel. It's been 3 months. 3 months. This goes to show you guys how much YouTubers, well, small YouTubers make. It has been 3 months since I cashed out my last $111 on YouTube. 3 months. And now I'm at $60. So technically there's money in there. And I can't cash it out to 100, but I'm at 60. And then I had made, I did another side jobs to make enough money so that technically I'm cashing out my YouTube. And I was able to purchase some stuff tonight. And the stuff that I purchased, if you guys were in the chat, maybe you guys know what I bought. But if you don't know, I'm saving it as a secret because I plan to do a tutorial with it, what I purchased. And it was, yeah, it's just something that I had wanted and I want to do a video with it. So, yeah, I spent what took 3 months to make. Technically, it's only at $60, but it took 3 months to get the $60. So YouTubers make zero zilch in 3 months, like seriously. So you guys gotta watch those ads. Watch the ads. They're only like 12 seconds. Just watch the ads. That helps. I do it for all my other YouTuber friends with ads. I just ads play, But what I've read from YouTube is you have to click on the visit advertiser button and then you can just scroll through whatever. Like I get Del Taco commercials, so I'll just scroll through their menu and then go back to YouTube. So I just made them 2 cents just by scrolling on that ad. So I mean, it depends. Some ads are more depending, but whatever. That's another video to talk about. But yay me, I made some money so I can actually purchase something because as you can tell, I make a lot of stuff and I need fabric to do so. Let's see who else is here, and then we'll get to some cutting. Hi, June. Let's see who else. Everyone's just saying hi. Hi, Tony. Rachel. The political stuff is hard to watch. Yeah. Hi, BJ. All right, so I'm going to put this on my straight screen thing, and I'm going to turn you guys around. I got a new holder for my cell phone, so you can watch me trim and we can chit chat. So this is what I will be doing, is trimming my pieces. So now I can turn this so easily. All right, so I have all these left. I started the other day when I was bored trimming up these guys. And let's see. Oh, there it is, my little ruler. I have all this leftover mess up here because I was, I made that other quilt, which later on in the video, if you remind me, I'll show you guys. So yeah, I have enough here. Let's just cut some of these guys up so we can make a couple blocks. So I'm just trimming my itty bitty little 4 patches. They're only 1.5 inches. I'm trimming them to 1.5 inches. So what I do is there's 5 per block, and I kind of just I take and find 5 that have pretty colors, and I'm not being too picky about it because they are miniature blocks. So, and I'm just lining up my ruler, making sure that I'm going to have 1.5 inches all the way around, and I'm just trimming them to 1.5 inches. And then I'll make a couple blocks and then I'll trim some more, because this process is the process that takes forever because they're so small, but I want them to be perfect. So I just kind of do them all in a row. For those of you who are chain piecers too, I'm a chain piecer and chain trimmer and chain presser. I try to do everything all in a row. I don't just make one block usually. I try to do everything all at once. And yes, I am using my 60-degree ruler, or I mean 60 millimeter ruler, or rotary cutter. Why can't I keep saying ruler? My 60 millimeter rotary cutter to trim these, because this is the sharpest blade that I have. I haven't put a new blade in my 45 in the last, I don't know, couple weeks, since I haven't really been doing a lot of sewing and quilting related stuff that requires a 45 millimeter blade. So I haven't changed it, and I'm not in the mood to change it, so I'll just stick with this one. It's kind of big for this project. It's better to have a smaller one for these smaller projects, but I'm doing it with what I got. Tonight I'm just putting together my little miniature Jacob's ladder blocks. I have 8 so far, so I'm gonna try to make a bunch more. Let's see how many I can make during a live stream. Probably not very many, but we'll see. This one was really tight at 1.5. Look at that. I literally didn't have to cut anything. All right, let's cut 5 more so that I know that I'm getting a certain amount of blocks every time. Doesn't really matter as long as the colors are different. I'm just trimming them up. It takes about 45 minutes for 2 blocks, but if I'm not distracted and talking like I'm doing now, then it goes faster, but not very much faster. These are so much fun to do. I am having so much fun with the mini blocks. I've done them before, but I never did a Jacob's ladder or anything. Usually I just do half square triangles or something silly. But this time I decided to actually go with something that would be a real big quilt's normal and making it into this. Hold on, let's see. I was ended at BJ. I asked Rachel, answered her question. Hi, Aunt B. Love your little blocks. Yes, they're so adorable. Hi, Anne. You're officially insane. No, I'm not. I'm actually going to make more because I have these little 1 inch, see this little 1 inch half square triangles, and I'm going to take these little secondary 1 inch half square triangles, and I'm going to use the rest of these, and I'm going to make more blocks of a different kind. So I'm like saving all my little scraps for, you know, different things. Because I think I'm going to make 2 little miniature quilts with all this little leftover fabric. Plus I have these strips left. So I have all these that aren't quite 1.5 inches. You can see they're just the end cuts. So they get small, but they start out pretty big. So I'm going to trim all these down, and I'm thinking about a miniature log cabin with all these because, well, why not? And I have plenty more of this fabric, so I can do a miniature log cabin with it because, well, why not? I'm obsessed with miniature stuff, and why not have fun while I feel whatever enough to do it. I mean, I don't feel good really, but I'm at least trying to stay productive while I'm not feeling good. So, doing my best. Today was a really, really struggleful day with my legs keep going numb, and standing here they're going to probably go number. That's why I'm going to do a couple blocks at a time. That way I'm not just sitting or I'm not just standing, because I'm having issues, MS related issues tonight. The valley fever issues are consistent, but the MS ones, they come and go, and well, today is one of those come and go kind of days. So here's 2 worth, so I need 8 of these, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here's enough for me to make 2 blocks. So we're going to turn the camera over and make 2 more blocks, and then we'll come back over here and cut more to make more blocks. So let's put this over that way. Tip you back up. Making these because I can zoom in a little. Oops, not that much. Right there. So that way you can see. You'll still see me too. Okay. So we are going to make these Jacob's ladder blocks. We're going to make 2 of them. So what I'm going to do is lay this here, that there, and that there. So this is my half square triangles. I'm going to restack with all these because I'm just going to chain piece this whole entire project. Why? Because I think the chain piecing allows this to go a little bit faster because they're so tiny. You're officially insane. I saw that. BJ, how are you? Asking Kim, staying safe. Okay, everyone's saying staying. Hi, Billy. Long time no see. I don't have patience or the eyes to do tinies anymore. Oh, sorry, Terry. All right, that's going to go there. That's going to go there. And I always remember my 4 patches, either depending on which way I'm laying it out, my background fabric, which would be almost solid because it's not solid, it's a jean looking type fabric, will always face out on every single one of these. So that creates the look we're going for. You could also lay it a different way if you wanted to. So I'm going to lay the next set right on top, just like this. They're not going in any specific order because I really don't care. Because again, they're so tiny, the colors are going to blend really well through this little miniature quilt. All right, so now I'm going to take this stack right here, bring it over here. I'm not going to turn anything, and I'm just going to sew these through, right side together. All of my seams on everything is pressed open because these are so tiny. Cut those. I'm also going to be pressing them with my little presser from T towards my 4 patch, not towards the half square triangle because of the bulk. We're trying to prevent the bulk. So here's these 2. Now we're going to attach the 3rd. Again, I'm not carrying the order. I just know that one was on top and one was on the bottom. As long as my little background color always goes the same direction, and as long as I press in the same direction every single time. So here's 2 more. So this is my top row. Again, I use my little press thing, pressing it towards the 4 patch. So we're going to stack these right there. And then we're going to do this next row. So we're just going to put these through just like this. And I don't even have to actually break these if I don't want to. I can just open it up and add my next one to it. Like this. And then again, we can do it nicely. Let's put this right there because it's still attached. And then finger press this one. Lay it down on here. It's so small, it's so hard. And then snip them apart and press these towards my 4 patch. This little presser thing comes in handy because it's like it's pushing down on it really good and holding that seam down. But these are batiks, so they really sew nicely. Oops. Okay, yeah. Correct direction. That's what I get for trying to move too fast. I slide these little guys around. You definitely have to pay attention with these little tiny blocks. Again, I'm just going to press them towards the 4 patch. I'm just going to leave them together. It doesn't matter. You can snip them apart or leave them together. So if I snip them apart, it's the same exact thing. I'm just adding this guy now. And then add this little guy. This really helps me with my shapes. I don't know if I told you guys in the tutorial the other day, but this really helps with having the shakes for me because it helps me concentrate. So it's definitely, there's a word for it. I don't know, it just helps me concentrate. So let's put these sets together. We're going to turn this whole thing this way. I'm going to put these through this. And I'm going to just nest these seams. They're so tiny. Everything should line up perfectly every time. I'll run this one through just like this. The other day I almost turned one around. I was definitely really close to screwing it up. And like right there, my little seam went the wrong way, so just put a little snip in it so it stays. And now, I'm gonna open it up, like this, and then press it, press it. And did I press those open? I did press those open, so I'll press them open later. So now I'm going to add my third piece. Let's make sure that's correct. Is it correct? It is correct. So let's turn the whole thing around like this, and add this guy. And then I'll press the seams open with my fingers because that's all I can do right now. I didn't turn my iron on or plug it in yet, which I should do so that everything lays nice and perfectly flat. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Anybody sewing? Is there anybody sewing right now? I want to watch you on TV, so I want to comment for now unless I don't need... hold on. Sorry, Tiffany, my phone is dying. So I watch you on TV, so I want to comment for now, unless I don't need for it to hit like. Okay. Just cutting. So Jim is up cutting. June is eating chips. Making this for Military Son Family is what BJ's doing. And see, this seam pressing open thing is so simple with this tool. Oh my goodness. I'm definitely enjoying the use of this thing because it's definitely helping me. And using batiks also helps too because these are batiks. All right, so here's, did I get that correct? It's all correct? Yep, super correct. There's another tiny, I do have to press it. And let's do this one. And I can even split the seam. If I can't do it with my finger, I can do it with the tool. Just split the seam with the tool and it works perfectly fine. Once I get it open, I just use my finger to slide it the rest of the way. This is so awesome. So T, if you see this video, thank you again. I could thank you a bazillion times because this thing is amazing. And the seam ripper is too. All right, and there's block number 2. So let me plug my iron in so that it can at least turn on. I'm just going to be doing the up and down thing tonight because I want my legs to go completely numb again. They did earlier when I was giving the girls a bath. Oh my God. It's like I couldn't even stand. I tried to get back up off the floor. Oh, it was so bad. So bad. It's like my legs shiver when they go numb when I try to stand on. It's not like the numb you think where I can't feel the leg at all. It's like a, an MS leg numb. I can't, it's hard to explain. When your leg falls asleep or your foot falls asleep, it's that. You could still walk on it, but it's severe pain. It's like that, but muscle spasms at the same time. So it kind of spreads through the leg. And when it goes completely numb, it definitely, it's like it puts so much pressure on my hips and my lower back because I'm trying to strain to stand on them. So if I keep them from going numb, then I don't have to deal with that. Let's see. Kim is reading. Nita, it's almost 2 for me. Hi, Nita. Those little blocks are so cool, cute. Was working on a skirt, but just resting and enjoying the live stream. Awesome, Ampy. Yeah, Kim, what are you reading? A thriller by CJ Box, Long Range. Interesting. All right, so let's press these and then cut some more. So let's unzoom, turn you this way so you can stare at my behind. And I'm just going to keep these upside down, facing down, wrong sides up, just so that I can run the tip of the iron down them real quick. I try not to slide it too much because I don't want my seams to go other ways than they were. So I'm just kind of tipping it. The iron is kind of lifted on this end, if you guys can see that, to run across, because I don't have one of those mini, I want one of those mini clover irons. I don't know if you guys have seen them, since I'm into these little tiny blocks. That mini clover iron would be perfect for stuff like this. All right, so here it is. Isn't that just adorable? I love these things. And they look funky, but once the seam is gone for the rest of it, you know, like that, then they'll look like a normal size, you know. So I know my points aren't perfect on these either. You can see that, but I don't really care because they're tiny blocks and they're adorable. All right, so let's put this one. I kind of just lay it down once I get it where I want it. Oops, stay seam. Oops. See, some of these seams just want to move as soon as you touch them with the iron. If you get it right, steam the heck out of it. It's the only way you can get this thing to be as flat as possible. They're so small because of the seams, they're never going to be perfectly flat. But that's okay. So here is number 2. Like, that is a great seam. That is a horrible seam. But there's no way to, like, get those 100% perfect, because you can tell this is from me cutting my block down. When I trimmed it, it wasn't, because see, those line up perfectly. So it definitely wasn't the other way around, you know. So there's another one. 2 more down. All right, let's go down and cut some more. Hold on, my screen is, what the heck is wrong with my screen? I'll look at the comments in 2 seconds. I'll read comments while that's trying to figure out what it's doing. My screen is messing up. They're adorable. Hard to get into, but the storyline is good. Okay, that's for Kim's book. Cheryl is here. Oh my god, that is so cute and teeny tiny, right? Aren't these adorable? I just love them so much. They are just super cute. Awesome minis. Too cute. Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. I already just said that, didn't I? Other than quilting, knitting, cooking, canning books, the last year I read was Shades of Grey series. Okay. Come on, go away. Not you guys, the screen. It popped up on something on my screen. It's a YouTube related weird thing. It's something about active stuff. I don't know why. Maybe it's trying to give me a terms or something. I don't know what it's doing. Sorry, it unfocused me even. That's how crazy this weird thing is. All right, there we go. It's gone now. Now I can turn this and let's cut some more. So do I have 8 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's cut one more of these. That will make enough for 2 more blocks, and then I can lay them out and show you how awesome they are. Again, these are getting cut to 1.5 as well. And then we'll trim 10 of the 4 patches. So here's 8 of those now. So let's trim 10 4 patches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, And one more makes 10. Ooh, I need another bright one there. How about that? Okay. They probably won't end in that position, but oh well. All right. So I'm going to trim these all up. So watch how I do this. This is what I do when I'm all alone and not videoing. It's my chain cutting. I do all these like this first. Again, this is quite a big rotary cutter for this kind of project, but I don't want to change my blade. And I am lining up my 3/4 inch line in the center because that's what it is every time I cut one of these. And if it doesn't line up perfectly because the 4 patch wasn't completely straight, I do my best to make it look straight. So I do all that, and then I turn them, turn them, turn them, turn, 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 and turn. And then trim to my 1.5 inch. Bam, just like that. So that one's done. Done. Yeah, when there's nobody else and when I'm not on a video, this is how I do things. It's kind of crazy. Oops, my ruler is sliding around. Having issues trying to hold it straight. It's okay. Still 1.5 inches. All that matters. Looks like it's going in and out of focus on the video. Is that what it's doing? Because I'm really sorry if it is for you guys. They're so adorable. I want to try to go smaller, but the smallest we can go is 3/4 inch because of your 1/4 inch seam. And I used a scant 1/4 inch to make all these. That's what I have my machine set up as, is scant 1/4 inch, because if I do a complete 1/4 inch, kind of laid right. And I'm not trimming my blocks, but they're all coming out the same exact size, which is what we want in the first place when you make stuff like this. All right. So here, let's make 2 more blocks. They are 3.5 inches. Let me lay it in a place where you can see. 1, 2, 3.5. So they're kind of a wonky 3.5, honestly, but once they're all together, it should be good. So that's because I'm using a scant 1/4 inch. All right, so let's go back to the sewing machine and sew 2 more. Yay! And then I'll obviously answer questions and stuff. This one I'm not going to zoom in on. We're going to just leave it like this. That way I'm not really tight on the screen, if that makes any sense. All right. Plus I could see comments. Okay, I saw that. If anyone gets that close, bop them in the head. Diana Palmer's favorite author, read books, cookbook, Sherilyn, that's right. I have 7 grandkids living with me for the next month while my daughter gets a new roof and much needed work on her house. Nobody lets me read. Aw, sorry, Aunt B. That's a lot of grandkids in the house. It's going to be a long month, but I love my babies, right? I have no extra at my house, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm too tired at bedtime. I already said what size the blocks are. Jim's all his grandkids live out of state with no traveling. Haven't seen them in forever. Aw. At least I can. Connected when internet works. Yeah. All right, let's make sure that screen is a little bit more out of the way. All right, let's put 2 more together. So, let me turn that back where it was. Okay, so I want to go out, out, in, like that. I'm just going to lay them all on top of each other. And let's lay these out. Always with my background color facing outwards. Like that. I'm laying down 2 at a time. It's making it easier. There we go. So here's this. I mean, once you do the Jacob's ladder block enough in a big block, because I have done the big one several times, that's one of Jacob's ladder and Churn Dash are my favorite blocks. Don't know why, they just are. It's the way they look. And then I like Bargello quilts, and I like messing with half square triangles in all sorts of different ways. So, all right, let's run these through. I'm very, I don't know the word for it, but I like messing with the blocks. I like making them all different sizes, shapes, colors. And these minis are definitely one of the fun things. All right, let's roll these through. I'm just kind of using my finger now instead of the little presser thing because it's hard to get it right here. And I'll just use the iron when I get to the iron. All right, so top and bottom. Ready? Again, I'm always pressing towards the fore patch because of the bulk of things. As you can see on the back of these blocks, they are bulky. If I would have put towards the half square triangle, it would have really, really put a ton of bulk right here, especially if you didn't open your seams. That's one thing about these mini blocks is you do have to pay attention to your pressing, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to lay this flat. And then when you go to quilt it, because these are so small, when you go to quilt it, you're going to have hump after hump, and it's definitely not fun to quilt over large humps. Like on the long arm, it's different, but if you're going to free motion quilt like I'll do with this, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I know I'm going to just, because it's so small, do it right here. It's harder to go over the humps when you're doing it that way. It's kind of annoying actually. So I try to make sure that everything I do, I don't normally press open, but for these little tiny things, everything you do matters when it comes to pressing these, so that when you go to quilt it, it is as flat as you can possibly make it. We're going to add this next one. I totally missed these Insomniac series. I got a bunch of stuff we still have to catch up on, like my big, huge Dresden. It's over there in the corner buried, and it's just sitting there waiting for me to put it back together and add borders and stuff to it. Because, well, it's awesome, but it got that stain of grease or oil or something on it. I have no idea what got on it. And yeah, I was like discouraged on finishing it because of that. I shouldn't let those kind of things discourage me from finishing the project. Oops. So again, you can clip them apart, which seems to be the easier way right now. Or not, but it seems. I'm having so much fun with these. I don't know what it is. They're so small, and like it seems like they're so hard to handle, but they're like, I don't know, there's just something about these little tiny blocks that are like, it seems rewarding to be able to do this and sew these together. Alright, now to hook, I'm gonna just lay these right here. So I can either hook these two together and then hook that. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do because it's on the right. We're going to hook these two. I'm going to make sure that my seams stay where I left them, facing the correct direction. I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to nest my seam as best as possible. Come to the next one. They're facing the direction I want. Everything's lining up. I'm going to run this next one through. I know bigger blocks probably seem like the better thing for you guys, like, oh, that's so much easier to do a bigger block, but these little ones seem more rewarding when you're messing with these tiny little dinky pieces. I don't know, something about it. It's like stress relieving almost. Well, not almost, it is stress relieving. All right, so I'm going to open that. I'm going to lay this right here, make sure that it's the correct direction, and it is. Put them right sides together. It was easier with it being on the right. Definitely easier. Stay, stay. This one's kind of short almost. It must have caught in the feed. Must have caught in the feed dogs differently. I'm just opening it up. It is correct. It is correct. Hoping it's correct. I don't want to seam rip anything. So I know I asked this in the video the other day. How many of you have done tiny blocks? I know I had one share in the Facebook group that same night on the tiny blocks. All right. So before I go to the iron, I'm gonna at least open the seam here. Thank you, Kim, for the reminder. My youngest grandson started college. Hi. All right, June, we'll see ya. School starting, internet can only get better, right? Hopefully, if school starts, they want to start it in here. I think it was the school board meeting said September 16th or something like that. I'm like, seriously? Or no, was it October 16th? I don't know, it was September or October. All I know is it's a long ways away, and I think it's dumb. Oh my God. I don't want to get into that again, because I did get into the rant the other day and when I was on. And look, you guys are going to see me, those of you that's like 3 o'clock in the morning for whatever time it is, you guys are going to be able to see me twice today, because I come on for Sew Sunday at 5. All right, let's take these over to the iron and press them. Let me read the comments before I go over there, though. Everyone's saying goodnight. I have 18 grandkids and 1 baby girl. And wow, grandson Charlie, who is 2, lives with us, and I live near all of them. That's a lot of grandkids, Aunt B. That's enough to keep you busy for the rest of your life. Hi, Kathleen. Glad to see you working today. Hope you got things you're excited about. Oh, yes, I did. So yes, yeah, I have the things I purchased from So Yeah tonight. I just said it earlier, is going towards a tutorial that I want to do. Do you just like mini dress quilts, or do you like other miniatures? Do you like mini dress quilts, or do you like other miniatures? What do you mean, Aunt B? I'm kind of confused with that question. Are you using a shorter stitch length? Yes, I am. At 1.6-ish. I don't have the number. It's just in between 1 and 2, and it's a little bit past the 1/2. And actually, I should be sewing a little bit shorter. But the other day, I stopped. I did something else, and that's why I haven't turned it back a little bit lower. But yes, I am using a shorter stitch length because these are so tiny. Very lucky in my military, since so far away. I video chat at least 2 to 3 times a week. My other son, BJ, my other son in the same state. Other things, don't go visit. Aw. Cheryl says I've not done the tinies, but they're super cute. Yes, they are. Kim did one as a tree ornament. Oh, that's a good idea. That's what I should do with these other ones, because I want to make more when I'm done with this, with the leftovers from it, all this. You guys know me, I get more than one project out of my quilt, my original quilt project. I have so much fun with it. I've only hated everything and going to cut off something else. So I have a bunch and a bag of tiny ones. Debbie got me 203 here in upstate New York. Yay! Welcome, Debbie. Kathleen, remove that. Oops, I only have the half square triangles I've sewn and prepared before cutting off something else. This will be a twofer. Interesting. I hate spell check every time. Okay, let's turn the camera back over here so you can stare at my butt. I'm in my pajamas because that's what we do when we are making things in the middle of the night. Insomniac series. Wear your pajamas and hang out with me in my pajamas. My iron turned itself off. I should have paid attention to that while I was sitting there chit-chatting. Should be hot enough to put all this down real quick. Nope, not hot enough. Just gonna make sure everything is good and I can hear these going. I don't feel like trying to keep the steam because it was not staying down. All right, there we go. Lots and lots of steam. Lots and lots of steam. All right, 2 more. Done. They look correct. They look correct. Oh, yep, they are correct. So 2 more done. They're so adorable. So here is a sneak preview. So the cool thing about Jacob's ladder blocks, and we're going to turn this face so you can see. Here is the cool thing about the Jacob's ladder. No matter what size you're doing the Jacob's ladder. We're going to move all those out of the way for a moment. Move all this stuff out of the way for a moment. I'm going to show you guys something. So let's say we want to do this. And by the way, this is going to be 4 across by 5 down, I think, because I think I counted when I was putting this together. So we can do this. All right. Can you see that? So, oops, it's not close enough. Camera seems like it's so far away, but it's actually really close. So here's one layout. This is why I love the Jacob's ladder block. So you can do this. I'm hating this new cell. It's a mess and wreaks havoc on everything. I try to type and send. Oh, yeah, Kathleen, I'm not used to it with my cell either. My new cell was really messed up too. So there's that. Then there is that way. Then there's this layout. It keeps wanting to try to focus. It's so annoying. Sorry, guys. Then, if you wanted, you can put them all. Oops. Like that. Like that. Hold on. Like that. Like that. Am I going? Nope, I'm in the wrong direction. All those center. Center. These would be center, 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 and center. And then the next row would be the opposite. So then there's this way. It's kind of the same as the other one, except instead you're starting with the X instead of starting a different way. So there's so many fun layouts for this, like seriously. This is just 3. But I'm going to be doing this one, only because I like it so much. Oops, that was the correct way. That's the correct way, that's the correct way. That is not the correct way. That's the correct way, and this is the layout I will be doing. Just like that. Only because I like it. I think it looks really awesome. Plus it'll be easier to match things up since they have to lay a certain way, because these are so small, your 1/4 inch seam will take your triangle off. And since I'm using a scant 1/4 inch, I want it to line up just right. So this is what I'll be doing. That actually makes a good teaching tool, Tiffany. Oh, Looks like a miniature board game, right? I'm on the third of the same kind. I tell you, they messed this in them anyway. I turned off autocorrect to fill in mess ups there on me. Yeah, I don't have autocorrect on mine. I haven't been using it, which is good actually. My favorite is the barn raising. Yes, they're cute. All right, so this is what I have so far. Let's make some more. Oh, and we're gonna pause for a second so I can show you what these scraps actually came from. So let's turn you all the way around. Don't mind the mess in my room. My room is a disaster right now, but this is what I posted if you guys haven't been on in the group lately. This was my log cabin I did with the log cabin thing we were doing for Becca. I don't know how well we're seeing this because I didn't turn the screen. Oh yeah, there it is. So I did a pieced border, as you can see. But my idea in my head thought that these were going to line up just right, and they didn't. I thought that they were going to line up perfectly, but they didn't. So the mitered corners got cut off differently, so they kind of look weird. So all the four corners look kind of, they're different, but I thought that they would line up, but I guess my brain wasn't thinking correctly, but it still looks awesome no matter what way. So here's another corner. And another corner. And those that are new to quilting, this is actually called the curved log cabin, as you can tell. These are really small blocks. They were 7.5 inches when they just blocks, and then they're 7-inch finish, just like this. They're all batiks. And then, so I'll tell you right now while I'm here, because it just takes a second to tell you where did it go. 2 seconds. I don't know where it went. I'll have to find it to give it to you guys. But these are 1.5 inch logs, and these are 1 inch logs to create the curve. So that's how that was done. And I don't know where my little paper went, my little cheat sheet. I made it just for you guys with the numbers on it, and nothing happened to it. So there's that. I have no idea what I'm going to quilt it with. It's 57 by 64. So it's super adorable though. Came out perfect lap size. And now that I lost my wonderful directions, I don't know where the heck they are. I'll have to post it in the group, because I said I was going to post it in the group, and then it no idea where my directions went. That's what I get for all this paper mess. You guys can't see in the background because it is a disaster. Oh well, I'll give it to you guys later because I don't know where I put the paper. I thought it was with all my stuff, but it's not. Where I had it, or at least I thought I had it. There it is. Here it is. Found it. Now I can tell you guys for the curved log cabin, and then I'll post it in the group. For a small curved log cabin, it is for the dark colors. Or first you start with a 2-inch square for your center. For the dark colors, you need a 1.5 by 2 inch, a 1.5 by 3 inch. And then a 1.5 by 3.5 inch, a 1.5 by 4.5 inch, a 1.5 by 5 inch, a 1.5 by 6 inch, a 1.5 by 6.5, and a 1.5 by 7.5. Those are the dark cuts. And then for the curve, for the light, there's only 3 sets. So you need a 1 inch by 3 inch, a 1 inch by 3.5, a 1 inch by 4.5, a 1 inch by 5 inch, a 1 inch by 6 inch, and a 1 inch by 6.5 inch. Your unfinished block will be 7.5 inches and 7 inches finished. And if you don't want to add borders, the quilt would be 50 by 42 3/4. If you do 6 across by 7 down. So I'll hold that up to the screen. That's in case you guys want to make it. You can screenshot that. This is for the small curved log cabin. I did these all on my own. And I had to figure out the math all on my own, which was absolutely horrible at first. But it came out correctly. So those are the directions for that curved log cabin. I'll post them in the group though. And if you guys aren't in the group, it is always in the description below this video. All right, let's cut. Oops. I lost my chat, went all the way down. Okay, hold on. Sorry, we're out of focus again, guys. It keeps wanting to focus, unfocus. Okay, favorite. I saw that. Favorite with barn raising. Okay, turned off autocorrect on 1/3. Okay, saw that. Looks like a miniature board game. Saw that. Actually makes a good teaching tool. Way better, in my opinion. Chutes and ladders. I like the layouts. Choose. Hi, Jim. Hi, Pamela. Jill, Pamela said that. Everyone, let's see. I wish my space was only that messy. Well, this is just messy because the girls throw their toys in here. It's a freaking annoying because I step on them every once in a while when I come in here in the dark. I don't know why this isn't staying focused. Jill is late to the party. Okay. Kathleen, autocorrect, can't turn it off. Jim said awesome. I love the orange. Is it batik? Yeah, this is all batiks except for this fabric. The background fabric is this. Let's see how close I could show you guys. It's really pretty. So it's like a grayish blue. And it looks like jean to me. And hold on, let me pull it out again because I know you guys are curious. The line is Robert Kaufman Quilters Linen. That's what this line is. And I had like 4.5 yards or 4 yards of it. So, but it's really, really pretty. That's why I decided to use this with the batiks because I like the look of it. Looks like jeans. You guys know me. I like to put my stuff together modern, and bright and happy, cheery colors is very modern to me. All right, so we need 8 of these again. Let's get back to doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. Everyone's saying hi. Kathleen says I love it and still think it worth a great pattern to make the illusion of bats funny because I'm not into Halloween. Billy says I can lose something so quickly when I'm in my always lose paper directions. I always lose them. I do a project, I write down everything when I'm designing something, and then bam, it just disappears. These things though are easy because I can remember they're all 1.5 inch when they're finished. Hi Cherie, what's going on? I'm making my tiny itty bitty blocks because I have nothing else better to do right now than play around. Here, let's put them this way so you can see. Then play around and make tiny blocks because they're just so adorable. All right, so let's cut 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's see how many I have. I might have just 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just trim all of them because there's not very many. Oops, I need everything to be facing this way. Let's make them all down so that I remember in the turn. So this is how when I put when I chain do things on my own when there's nobody here, well technically when I'm not online, that's what I mean by when nobody's here. I do things like this because to me it helps me get it done a little bit more faster. So I'm just lining these up. Obviously my ruler slips every 2 seconds because I'm using such a tiny ruler and my fingers don't want to stay on it very well. So what I do is just trim everything, keeping my half square triangle lined up with the 45-degree angle on the ruler, because if you don't, it definitely makes a mess. And you'll have a funky piece if you don't line that up. Every ruler should have this 45-degree angle. Well, every little square ruler should. And if they don't, then I don't know what kind of ruler doesn't have a 45 line on it. If you don't have these little squares or little square rulers, any kind of ruler will work. But this is, I think, $4.88 at Walmart, this little Fiskars ruler. So, and it comes in handy for little stuff like this, definitely. It's just a little 4.5-inch ruler. Not trying to like give them business without getting paid for it, but I definitely like having the little 4.5-inch. I'm pretty sure it's 488. It could be 588, but I'm pretty sure it's 488 for this ruler. It's like paying $1 an inch. So one thing I like about the Fiskars rulers is they're definitely budget friendly. I know a lot of people have a thing for specific kind of rulers, but if you're on a budget, Fiskars rulers are definitely budget friendly. And you can get little sets. If you're just new to quilting, you can get a little set that comes with 2 size rulers and a rotary blade, or a rotary cutter, Fiskars rotary cutter, and a cutting mat, and I forgot what else comes with it. It's a little set kit that you can buy. It's not for this size mat, but it's for the other size mat. So I'm going to turn these around now. You guys like how I do this? I'm trying to keep the order here. I'm making a mess, but as long as everything is where I need it to be, then it definitely is easier to cut everything. So if I have enough of these, there's 8 and 8, so I need to have 5 half square triangles per block, so that means I need 10 right here, no, 5, 10, 15, 20. I need 20 more half square triangles. Let's hope I have exactly 20 more and I can have exactly the right amount of blocks I need. So I'm just going to line this up now and trim the opposite direction on everything. See how much easier this is? Kind of goes a little quick. It's pretty quick to do it this way. Oops, stop moving. Just don't use such a big rotary cutter, because let me tell you, this is definitely giving me issues having such a big cutter. But this one fits in my hand really good too, which I like. Oops, did I not turn that one? Okay. 1.5, 1.5. So my little blocks are 1.5 inches for anybody that's just joining. I did a tutorial on this the other day. Everything ends up coming out at 1.5 inches. Every little block, once I'm done trimming them all. Let's clean up some of this mess so I can make sure that I get all these little dog ears off, because they didn't cut. Because I'm trying to do a bazillion. I'm not looking at comments just this very second, but I will in 2 seconds. Let me just finish trimming all these, and then I'll do the 4 patches. We'll see if there's 20 left, and if there's 20 left, I'll have an even amount to make 4 more blocks. I thought I was only going to be able to make like 4 blocks. No, I thought, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So it is plenty. 4 blocks more. So I'll have that many rows. 4 across by 4 down. Right? Yeah, I don't remember what I just had. Oh well. I'm talking to myself now, guys. 4 seconds. Finish these up. And then I can see what's going on. Does anybody have any questions about these little tiny things? You know? Like, you can make any block with these. Any tiny block with all this stuff. You don't have to make the Jacob's ladder, but I definitely think this one is eye-catching, because the Jacob's ladder is a really nice block, you know, so it's definitely going to catch the eye. They're really cute, really, really cute. Does anybody else do this? Line everything up and just cut until everything's cut? All right, let's look at the comments real quick. I'm just going to bring it down next to me. Oh, wait. There's lots of talking. Okay. Okay, lose something picky. Hi everyone, what's going on? I already said hi to Shireen. Watched it on my TV and my phone. You get credits for both views. If I watch on my TV and chat on my phone, do you get credit for both views? I think so, Jim. It'll have 2 extra views probably on the video, because if I watch my own videos, like when I go back and check something to make sure whatever, or comments that I've missed when people ask me things, it shows that I'm watching from 2 different devices, so it should. So it'll say, and so it says 30 watching, Jim. If you're on 2, so it would be 33 if you weren't watching on 2 devices, so it should be good. Hi Tiffany, what time do you go live? Jill, I go live. Insomniac series is always after 10 p.m. That's usually when I go live. Oops, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, I have just enough. Look at that, guys. So I have exactly the amount I need to make 4 more blocks. Look at that. Yay. And then that'll be it. So let's see how fast I can get these done. All right, some are saying hi. So yeah, my live streams for Insomniac series are always after 10 p.m. whenever I feel like it. Like tonight, I was kind of in the mood, so that's why I came on. It was going good for a while, but since I've been sick, it's been distant between videos. My Sunday videos are always, my Sew Sunday is always at 5 p.m. on Sundays. That's my time, which is Mountain Standard Time. Sun's up only once per video. Pretty account, but I watch all the time and believe it's counted. Okay. I think she does. I hope so. We've got to quit meeting like this. Hey, Mary. Everyone have a good night. A wonderful Sunday going to bed. Okay, Pamela, good night. Everyone's saying good night to Pamela. Kathleen, me too. Join my double watch. I join the watch. I use cell for chat and TV to see what's really going on. My son is on the porch singing out inside my bedroom. How funny. I mean, outside your bedroom. Okay. I don't see the difference between watching twice now and letting it play later while you do other things. I used to, so that all the time until the internet limits. Okay. You're being serenaded. Exactly. Mary's being serenaded. And then I have Tiff talking kind of noisy for 1:26 a.m. What size are your triangles? They look so tiny. These are 1.5 inches for this block. The tinier ones are these little 1-inchers. They're 1 inch, these little bitty ones. See, I just have to trim them down, but I'm gonna make something with all these littler ones because I'm having so much fun with all this. We are here, not alone, Tiffany. Let's see, they are 1.5 inches. They're so cute. Anyone else take time to sew a second seam half square triangles? Others when you cut the corners, if you a little half square triangle, do it. Oh, you mean to sew a little bit more right here? These are pretty darn together. Look at that. So it's not coming apart. That's because I used a really tiny stitch length for my half square triangles. Let's see if it's even noticed. Even my little tiny ones, look at that. I don't even know if you're seeing this, but these, they're not coming apart. They're definitely not coming apart. So, and I just use a smaller seam allowance instead of having to stitch a second time. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Tracy. Sewing crazy, something that tiny. I don't go batch crazy. I have so much fun with this. I'm going to move some of these out of the way, though, because that's just too many to cut at once. So we're going to just cut 5 at a time. Everyone's saying hi. Debbie saying hi, Tiffany and friends. Hope everyone is doing well. Kathleen, Tiff is good sign. You've worked 2 days in a row. That's great. I'm hopeful you start feeling better each day. Yeah, yesterday I pushed it too much though. I should have, and the day before I didn't do anything at all. Yesterday I was on because Becca was doing the thing, and I had already finished the log cabin part of mine when Becca was on, because I took my time to do it a couple days in advance. When Becca said, let's do a log cabin, I was like, oh, hey, I already have a log cabin cut out. So I went ahead and just put that together. so that I would be at least doing a log cabin. I was gonna do something big, but since I already had something cut out and I was like frustrated with it, I just decided to go ahead and sew it together. So, and yes, I'm totally doing these one at a time now. Don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm talking and I want to still be able to see comments too. Doing one at a time. Oops. Making sure that my 4 patches are 1.5 inches. They need to be the same exact as my half square triangles. So let's see if I can get all 20 of these cut real quick, and then I'll just do the chain piecing on all the pieces. As long as I get 4 of each piece that I need to cut, that's to make 4 blocks, then I should be pretty good. Oops, stay. You guys can see that this thing is just like 100% moving around on me. It's because my hands aren't able to hold it correctly. Alright, let's cut 5 more. This way I remember that they're all facing the same way. I'm just going to cut them like I normally do. So I'm just lining them up. I use tons of lines from the ruler to cut all these. So I use my 3/4 inch line on both seams one way. I make sure that my 45 is crossing the block. Definitely lots of lining up so that they come out just perfect because they are so tiny. Some of them barely need anything trimmed off, but this is definitely an extra workout. So I'm going to turn them all, trim them all again. I should be able to get all these made tonight and start putting this quilt together. It's just a mini quilt, so it should go pretty quick. There are a lot of seams to match up though and nest, but we'll see. If I don't get it tonight, then I can finish it another live stream, because I really wanted to record it live. I really want to show you guys that it's not that hard to put these all together when you're lining up the seams. I definitely want to zoom in so you can see. Let's see if I can get to it tonight. Let's see. It's a lot of blocks to trim while live. But at least you guys get to see the struggle, especially for those that are new to quilting. Making sure that everything is the correct size is a really good thing to practice. Making sure everything is always correct, and trimming if you need to. Pressing if you need to, because sometimes like half square triangles will bow, especially if you're not pressing it correctly, or if you say sewed it and your seam wasn't straight, so your block will bow in the middle because your seam kind of got a little on the wonky side. You guys got to watch for that, and it won't lay correctly when you go to press it, and then you can actually press it funky, and then it won't be the correct size. You got to make sure that you watch stuff like that. And with these little ones, it's not that. These ones are really easy to keep correct, but if you were doing bigger half square triangles, it's really hard to got to keep that straight seam, or else you're gonna mess them up. I'm almost done trimming all these, so definitely need to fix this one. This one didn't come out the way I had hoped. 1.5 away. That was the top that didn't get. So just make sure you take your time and do a good job, and these little things, they go together so nicely. Definitely is stress relieving. Like, it's not causing me any stress to play with these little guys and get them all trimmed up and sewn up. It's, I don't know, something about it. Maybe it's just because they're so darn cute, and I'm like excited to see what this whole thing is going to look like when it's finished, because it's just so cute. I really like this. I should have done this a long time ago with the Jacob's ladder. I'm going to have fun with the other ones though too, so I'm definitely going to make some fun stuff. Alright, this one was really wonky, but that's because these are scrap pieces that I just quickly trimmed down. That's why I have to trim all this, because I used scraps that are all different sizes to make my little 1-inch squares. So that's why you guys see that I'm having to trim everything, because they weren't really 1 inch. They were just around 1 inch. I wanted to make sure I was getting the perfect seam allowance, but I did nest my seams so that that way I can have that nice center of these blocks, if you guys can see that. I did make sure to nest them. They're really, really, really easy to nest these because they're so dinky. It goes so quick though. I mean, the only thing that's about killing me is my hand does hurt from the ruler, but I don't know any other way to hold the ruler, you know? My brain doesn't contemplate other ways of holding things, I guess. So, alright. All of my pieces are cut, so now all I have to do is sew them together. So we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and get all of these turned into 4 more Jacob's ladder blocks. And then I'm going to look at the comments. Okay, all those are out of the way. Let's take you back to the... No, I don't think a weight would work. Not with these little rulers. I'm going to hold this up. This is a 5-pound weight. I use it for my long rulers, but I haven't had to now that I have my new grippy one, the Quilter Select. But on these, it'd be hard to just... Let me turn this camera down so you can see real quick. It would be hard to cut by just throwing your weight on there. Like, I know it's not moving, obviously. I did have medical grade tape on the back of this, but I was cutting little tiny pieces one day, and I was like, it kept getting stuck. They were so small, it kept getting stuck on the tape. So I pulled that off. I don't do my glue. I do a glue gun thing on my fussy cut rulers, but I don't do it on these anymore. Because I don't fussy cut with these. So these I leave blank. There are a couple of them that have the medical tape, but that's for the bigger ones. But this little one, it was really hard to keep that medical tape stuff on. But my hands, I don't know, it feels weird to hold it. And if I hold it like this, I'm going to chop a finger off. So, I don't know, because I have the shakes and stuff and I don't have that great of, I don't know the word for it. I don't have that great of stability, I guess, with my hands because of arthritis that I just like... I don't know. It makes it weird to hold it any other way. So it does kind of hurt my fingers, but I don't let it stress me out or anything. I just... I'm thinking that the husband went to sleep, so I had to put my thingy under the door. Alright, so what I'm going to do is keep my stack right here nice, because I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to see the block even though I know how it goes. Just like this. And I'm going to take, this is going to be so much easier to do this. I'm going to take 4 pieces and I'm going to sew them together like this. And I'm going to take 4 pieces and sew them together like this. 4 pieces and sew them together like this. And then add the next ones. I think that will help me just chain piece through all of this. So, oops, these are going to be on this side and this is going to be on this side. Alright, so I'm going to make sure that my background is like right here. And this half square triangle, I got the hiccups, is facing up. And I'm going to read this real quick. Alright, I saw Debbie's comment last. Let's see, Kim's saying hi to everyone. It's a good sign. Okay, I saw that one. Kathleen said, no, Tiff. Mary, if you need to put a square on the corner of a rectangle, say making flying geese, lol. Before trimming that corner off, I sew to the other side of 1/4 seam allowance, so when I cut, hold on, it's going to go off the corner. The ones I'm cutting are already sewn half square triangles I can use for something else. Oh, I know what you're saying, to go back and sew another seam. I do that too sometimes. I don't always do it. Sometimes I just leave the cut pieces off and then sew them together later. Okay, she's saying she gets it now. Going to bed now. Hubby's snoring. See you later. Okay, good night, Billy. We'll see you next time. I'll be on again at 5 p.m. my time for Sew Sunday, guys. Anybody that needs to leave. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Cool, Tiff. I think it does sometimes. Hi, Tracy. Donna Jordan uses a weight. Okay, I saw that because I was saying if it was up to arthritis, I would never get anything done, right? I saw someone using something that reminded me of a pop stick to hold their ruler. I like that. Highlighter tape. Oh, all right, so I'm going to sew 4 pieces with my half square triangle facing this way, and then I'm going to set them aside and blah, blah, blah until all of my pieces are sewn together. So I'm just going to sew 4 of them. I don't really care what color lands where because, again, they are so tiny, it does not matter. I can't believe I'm actually getting more pieces done while on the live stream instead of my 45 minutes it took me to do my originals. This is actually going together a lot quicker doing what I'm doing here. I guess chain piecing all tons of different ways. All right, so each of these I need to add another 4 patch to. I don't really care where they are, how they land. I'm just going to finger press them right now because that way they're pressed towards my 4 patch, and I'm going to add the 4 patch on the opposite side. So these are all 4 row 1 done. All right, so 4 patch, and I'm going to remember my background color always goes up to the top. All right, so let's sew these on now. And give me a second because I had a thread tangle. Sometimes that happens. I use the big spools, and it's like every once in a while it'll have its own like weird tangle in the spool. I can sometimes see it when it comes, like if there is one, I can see it, especially on the long arm. The glide thread, it's not very often, but it does happen. On the glide thread, I've had it. I was long arming once and a tangle in the thread came, and it, I don't know how, but the tangle was a knot with the tangle, like it was just a bunch, and it came off, and I saw it coming through, and I don't know why my brain thought, just keep quilting, screw it. It got stuck at the needle, and I was actually quilting on batiks, which if your needle goes up and down and it pokes those holes. By the time I rethreaded it, I had to go back to where it ended, undo all that, and then follow very slowly over those holes to make sure it landed in the exact same spot. You can get rid of the holes when you're sewing on batiks by using water, spray water on it, and then rub your hand. It takes those holes away. But every once in a while, one of those nuts come through and it messes everything up. Just gotta be very careful. I've had one knot come through on this and actually ripped fabric from a knot because it got stuck in the needle while it was down. The knot did. I gotta start remembering to stop. This time it didn't sew. It got stuck at the needle, which was good. Made it easy. Oops, that goes that way. They're so cute. This is going to be such an adorable little wall hanging thing. It's only going to use 1 fat quarter to back it. And I can use all the pieces that I have now, left over to make, if I want to make a border or anything. It's so adorable. I'm going to keep all these together as a string just because this is row 1. So row 2 now will be a half square triangle facing out. And then it'll start with this, and then it'll be a half square triangle facing with my color facing down. So this is my row 2, but for now I'm just going to put it together as the 2 pieces for now. So I'm going to make 4 of these. Again, my half square triangle is facing up. My 4 patch, my little gray piece, or grayish blue, is facing towards my top left. Getting these done so much faster than I thought. Let's see, everyone said goodnight to Billy. Cutting corners, everyone's already, okay, I saw that. Everyone's saying goodnight. Debbie said goodnight. Cool Tiff does sometimes. Tracy, down Jordan needs away. Okay, so 2 arthritis. Pop socket. Wait, I saw someone remind me, hold me, I like that too. Pop socket, those little things for the back of a cell phone. I have one, and it was in here, and it was, I thought it would work good on the rulers. It was a little turtle, the girls took it and ruined it because they thought it was a toy. So now I don't have the little pop socket anymore, but I did have a pop socket in here for rulers. It was a suction cup kind, because that way you can go from rule. I don't want to actually put a real pop socket, the glue-on kind, on one of these, because the pop socket, once it's permanently stuck on here, then I'm going to lose the visibility of those lines if I need to cut something in that specific direction. That pop socket's going to take up right here a lot of space. So, but the suction cup ones, those will work. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4 of these now. So let's add the other half square triangle. Pop socket. Okay. I get that gem between the hips and lower back, and if I roll, Lord knows what else. Bless the Lord, I get something done to a little mini Q. Took a solid week, 2 days to cut and 2 days to cut and so on. I'm having bilateral hip procedure this Wednesday with first hip replacement in a couple of weeks. What are you having done for your hips? I just was it last year? I took a break from YouTube because I had my hips done. I had to have a special test done on my hips. It required them to go into my hips with a needle that was like that long, and they had to take stuff from me, and then they had to put other stuff in me. Oh, it hurt, and I was wide awake for it, but they did give me like a calm my body down for pain, and then a local anesthetic on it, like a bunch of needles shoved in so that they could put the local anesthetic. Oh my god, it was so horrible. All to cure some of my pain, but my hip, ever since I've had valley fever, the right hip on the back side of it, I would show you guys, but I don't want to take my clothes off to show you. So those of you who know me personally have probably seen it. I mean, like personally, as in you're on my Facebook because I've posted it, but my hip has decided it wants to sink in. So now I have on my right side, my butt cheek is gone. It's completely sucked in. It looks like I don't have a hip anymore. It completely, I don't even know how to explain it. It looks like the joint is inverted on my right hip, and it's very, very painful. That's why my exercises in the pool, that's why I go in the pool so often, because I have to keep movement in that leg, or else it gets so stiff it just gets stuck. It's so horrible, so horrible. And the doctor thought at first it was arthritis. Now they're thinking it's valley fever that ate my muscle away around the hip joint. So I'm just waiting on the MRI now I have to have an MRI done, but it's always something with my hips. I have really bad hips. All right, so here is all 4 of row 2. Now I just have to make row 3. And look at that. I'm gonna put them together and have 4 blocks all at once. Yeah, yeah. All right, there's row 2. Now let's do row 3. It starts out with one of these 4-patch, and then I have my half square triangle that faces my bright color faces down towards me, and then my next one will be half square triangle. So I'm gonna make 4 of these. I always remember that one piece always faces outward. Always. It makes it so much easier to put these together. You don't really have to have an extra block in front of you to know how everything's going to go, as long as you remember which way to always sew, because they sew together exactly the same. Alrighty. So much fun! Wow, Kathleen. I ordered this double suction cup for my ruler. It was only 2 inches long. 2-inch double suction. You guys have seen that the shower suction cup things, those like shower handle holders, those actually are really good for rulers too, but for long rulers, not these little tiny rulers. All right, so now I'm going to add this, but you guys can look into that though, those shower ones. I think they're like, we saw them at Home Depot, because before I had my shower done, I had the metal ones in my shower with a folding seat. My shower is 100% wheelchair accessible. I did originally for my old shower, I had those suction cup ones. I think we paid $14.99 or something for them, and they come in 2 different sizes. The smaller size works great for quilting rulers, but it broke. They always break. That's the one thing. That's probably why they're so cheap, because they break easily. It broke in the shower. Obviously, I wasn't using it for quilting, but I have seen many, many YouTube quilters and regular quilters that do stuff around, like going to my local stuff, that use those on their rulers, and they seem to have a really easy with it. All right, one more, and then I can start chopping them off and sewing them together. I'm just going to chop off one section at a time. Okay, so good night, Jill. I have to watch the replay. My eyes are heavy. Okay, that's fine. No big deal. I do these Insomniac videos because there are lots of people who can't sleep. But when it's wake up time for everybody and they need something to watch, that's where these videos are still here. So they're just for us Insomniacs. Well, they're for everybody, but when you want to watch it live, it's for Insomniacs that never catch my daytime stuff. All right, so I'm going to start with the first. We're just going to cut 1, 2, and 3 off. Oops, I thought that was coming off. I'll move those out of the way. And now we're going to attach these together. So this goes that way, this goes that way, and that goes that way, right? Let's look at the block. No, it goes this way. Let's look at the block. It looks right, it looks correct, looks accurate. Blah, blah, blah. It's together just like this. So we're going to sew these together first, and then I'll add that. So right sides together, match up these. I mean, seriously, look at this, guys. They are exact because I'm using the same scant 1/4 inch. These nest perfectly. Doesn't mean that the front side's going to line up. Like I said, sometimes they line up, sometimes they don't. It's just because of the way the half square, it's such a small half square triangle. If I missed that corner ever so slightly and it didn't land perfect, that's why the half square triangles aren't lining up. The 4 patches don't really matter, but yeah, they match up really nicely, and they are the same exact size. So it completely works out. So we're going to open this up. We're going to make sure that that's in the correct position, and it is. Right sides together. Again, they're exactly the same size. Look at that. They line up exact. Like, this is how you want your blocks to be. Even when you make big blocks, it's really hard because sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's ever so slight. And you've seen it on lots of tutorials, like Jenny Doan's tutorials. I've seen it a lot of times. I'm not like a quilting police or anything, but I've noticed it where sometimes a seam will flip on her, or the block, the pieces just ever so slightly. And in their tutorials, I've noticed, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to quilting police it, but I have seen doing their tutorials, sometimes they try to hide those things, and that's when you see it go to the next scene for, okay, now we do this type thing. I've seen it on a lot of tutorials where they'll hide it while they're sewing right up to it, and then they take off from this camera angle, they take it to a different one real quick so that you don't see the last of that messed up seam, and then they obviously fix it before that next scene comes on. I've noticed it quite a few times. I don't think it's funny. I know that kind of stuff happens, but it definitely is entertaining to see a video and see how they make their up close mistakes and stuff, and then they don't show the public. I always show you guys my mistakes, always. But I think it's funny. I don't know. You guys might think I'm weird for noticing those kind of things. All right, so they're exactly the way they're supposed to be. Those are out, those are in. So let's sew these two together. Does anybody else notice those kind of things when you're watching other tutorials from bigger YouTube channels? I've noticed there's been a couple I have watched that they put their measurements on a screen, like in the numbers, like they edit the numbers like I've done before, and they put the wrong thing, and then like 2 seconds later after they realize that edited, oops, that was the wrong one, but the first edit never disappeared, it was still there. Oh, that's such a hassle, editing, trying to get those correct numbers on the screen for you guys to see. I always notice those kind of things, though. I guess I'm very intuitive because I notice everything, I guess. All right, so we're on the second to last, and then I'll turn my iron back on because I know that it turned itself off. Laying correct, laying correct. Come on, come on. Laying correct, laying super correct. Okay. I'm going to go to this real quick. Okay, double suction cup is the best comment I saw. Not going to inject my hips. Few things to keep pain down as possible. Just tell the numbing for insurance so he can schedule a surgery for the replacement. Bone on bone, nearly 13 years. Wow. Yeah, I've had those injections for pain. I don't get them anymore. I chose not to. I understand, mind-blowing. I deal with spinal, yeah. My boyfriend had both hips replaced 5 years ago in February. My aunt had both her hips replaced, and she walks so much better, and she seems taller than she was before she had her hips replaced. Wife had a shortened leg years ago. Still bothers her. Ah, that's crazy, Jim. Kim's happy he did it. I've not slept more than 1 hour and a half fully. I'm exhausted. Don't know how long. 24/7. Just check my back. I doctor touch, but it's worse. One of Jenny's first videos, she tripped and broke her leg. Oh yeah, I remember that one. There's something to be said for transparency, Tiff. Yes, I noticed. Just finished watching Joker, and I was going to bed when I saw you on. Hi, Danny. Yeah, I haven't done an Insomniac video in so long, and I'm sitting here like talking about weird things, but I was just like having fun making my little tiny blocks because that's what I want to do. Who else on YouTube makes tiny blocks? I know that Yvette is doing a tiny block thing, but I think that is just specifically for a special group of people. I'm not sure if it's going to be a YouTube thing or not. I think I've seen, what's her name? Irene from, oh my god, what's her channel called? I forgot the name of her channel. Do really, really tiny blocks. That was a long time ago too. I used to be, before I started my own channel, which, oh, I have to tell you guys something, but I'll get to that in a minute. Before I started my own channel, I binge watched every single possible channel. I've read off to you guys all the channels that I watch, and I paid attention to every single everything. And that's what's helped me over time, because remember I told you I taught myself, and a lot of things I probably did really wrong in the beginning. I have the second quilt I've ever made. I could show you that someday. I'd never made it into a tutorial. That was just me, the second quilt I ever made. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. You guys can see the difference of where it's come in the last almost 5 years now, because it was almost 4 years the last time I showed you guys anything. It's been a while, and things definitely changed. But like I was going to say that I would get to, I had to look up the date, but I looked up the date and I wrote it down of the first time I ever made a YouTube video for quilting related. I've made videos for YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I've made videos that were for not quilting. It was just for family and friends to watch my kids. But most of those I took off because they had music problems, like music was wrong. That was back when everybody was posting kids or people dancing to certain songs. Like my kids would want to do it, so I'd put it on YouTube. I didn't know that there was copyright stuff back then. So most of those videos are not available for you guys to watch. Some of my earlier quilting videos are not available, but I wrote down the date from the first time I ever uploaded something quilting related, and I'm going to use that as my YouTube anniversary date, and I'll get to it in a second. I wrote it down and put it over there. Because I plan to do a YouTube anniversary giveaway, and it's not till next year, obviously, but and I have lots of giveaways, but I'm going to do a giveaway for the amount of time that I have been on YouTube. And I totally forgot to turn the iron on, so while that warms, I'm going to grab this number. I wrote it here somewhere. Where did I put it? On a piece of paper. Why can't I ever find anything that I've ever wrote down, guys? You know, so crazy. I just throw papers everywhere and write things down and toss them around. I just wrote it and I stuck it somewhere where I can tell you guys because I'm planning something really fun for this date. Where did I put it? It's like March of next year. I think it'll be 4 years on YouTube. I'll just relook it up another day because it was a time lollygagging around. I'm pretty sure it's March of next year will be 4 years on YouTube. Since I've been making videos, I wasn't really like completely into it at first. Like I did have gaps between, but once I started going and continuously making videos, that I mean, they're really horrible. They're in my garage. Some of you might remember, for those that are here now and or watching this video later, my videos were absolutely horrible. They were made on my really, really old cell phone and or a really old tablet, which is this one right here, my RCA tablet that I can't even get to turn on anymore. It's just sitting in here because it does not want to work for anything. But I want to celebrate that I've been on YouTube, and I never thought that, oh, I should celebrate how long I've been on. But it's been 4 years. I just barely surpassed my 2,000 subscriber mark, so I did something for the subscribers. But I definitely want to celebrate my YouTube birthday, I guess is what I'm going to consider it, from the day I started making quilt videos. So in the future, next year, I think it's March. I'm pretty sure it's March because it's an M. Let me tell you, it's an M word. Wrote it down. I'm just gonna have to get it again. And then I want to do something fun, not just a giveaway, but something super exciting that I've never done on my channel before. I think that will 100% be super fun, no matter how many subscribers I have, because you guys have been loyal to me and right here with me, and I definitely want to do something fun to celebrate that. So let's see, blah blah blah, where are we? Leah Day has a series going for what? What does she have a series going for? Did I miss something? Making little blocks with Leah Day. There's another person that's made them, though. I didn't know Leah Day's doing a series because I don't catch everybody's videos. I do have a lot of regulars that I go on, and that takes up a lot of my day, let me tell you. You guys probably see me on so many channels, but I'll have to go look. Is she just making every block little or something? Because that's what I want to do, have fun with just tons of little blocks. That they don't always have to be on camera, though. Bone cutting is always painful, but this affects my daughter. It's always different. Birdie posted a new video before you had to be here, of course. Oh, did one of their videos come through for So Yeah? I'll have to go watch it after. They probably sent my invoice by now too, because like I said, I kind of purchased everything. All the earnings from YouTube I spent already. It took 3 months to make $60, and I spent it. Plus the money that I made from a side job that I've done since. It's really hard to do side jobs though when I don't feel good. Let's see, when I told her about a new show, she chopped her mouth. Hi, I want to say hi, Kathleen. I had bone biopsies. That was painful for years. Still can't tell you when it's going to storm. Yeah, exactly here too, Jim. I feel it everywhere in my body, but it's a mixture of all the different stuff. Yes, it's neat. For 4 years I've been doing YouTube. So glad to be able to fix. So awesome, sweet. Thanks again for sharing. Yeah, lots of different little blocks every Monday. I think they finish at 3.5. Oh, okay. So that's what mine are. All right, so let's press these real quick. I'm going to turn the camera. You guys can stare at my hiney butt and watch me press while I chit chat with you still. I don't know what the heck I did with that darn paper. I wrote it all down. Now I don't know where it is. Now I got to press these all open without my little tool, because I should have done that while I was chit-chatting. See if I can get it on here really nicely. Come on, open, open. Again, for those that are just joining, when you press these little things, the seams open, hold the end of your iron up just a little bit, because that'll keep you from taking the other seams and pressing them a totally wrong way. You don't want to catch those and have them start going a different way. And sometimes it helps to just open the seam first and like push down on it. It's really hard with these littler blocks, but And I try not to touch the edge of the iron, but if you have one of those little Clover mini irons that are like, it's like a mini applique iron, which is my next goal to get one of those, that will help. I've seen tons of YouTubers use the little mini irons. All right, so here's one. Let's get 2, 3, and 4 done. So while it's warm, while the ironing board's still hot from the steam, you just push it down because it's a batik and they stay. Or you can just put the iron on it right away. Either way. And if you can't open it with your fingers, just grab a tool of some sort to open the seam. You can even use a pair of scissors or something. Find that seam. I think my shark iron would be better. Squeak, if you guys remember, my iron is named Squeak, would be better for this because it has a little bit more of a pointy edge. Ooh, this one was perfect right there, but not on the other. So again, don't be discouraged if they don't line up perfectly. If you make these little tiny blocks, so see, the line is so perfect, but this line is like a little bit wonky because it didn't catch completely. But I don't care, because again, it's a mini. It's not noticeable from far away, so it's okay. All right, while the board is still hot, come on. Helps if you have fingernails over here with me. 4 years. It's a little different blocks every Monday. Okay, saw that. I paid my invoice before you went live. Okay, Terry, so that means mine should be there then. I didn't see if it was or not because I haven't gotten my email yet. I figured I'd just go live. But everything that I purchased, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you guys saw me purchase on there, everything that I purchased is going towards a tutorial that I'm going to do. It'll be kind of almost piggybacking off of another YouTuber. And when I say piggybacking, it's not exactly the same. It'll be different. But when I saw the video, like I told you guys, I draw my inspiration from the outside world for making things. So when I saw what I saw tonight and purchased it, I was like, oh yeah, now I can finally do it. I found it. This is what I was looking for. And since I made a little bit of money on YouTube, I was allowed to do it. Since we're so broke. All right. Which is probably everybody right now in the United States. We're all broke. If only I can win the lottery. All right. All of my blocks are now sewn together. See, there's another perfect one. I like when they line up 100% completely like that. All right, so let's take this over here. We're going to decide on 100% choose this beautiful layout. And my little thingy is kind of wobbly at the very moment. All right. Let's see, just before he got and couldn't walk, his hips and bones were disintegrating. Oh my goodness, it's a long time healing though. He's finally able to walk easily. Muscle memory takes long. The little iron is best. Doesn't take up much. Do a show and tell. Did I lose signal again? Ay, sorry about that. I cannot show here. We're gonna put this up for a second so I could talk to you guys. I totally feel like you guys are just looking at a ton of light. Let's turn it like this. There we go. What was I gonna say? I forgot now. Hold on, I gotta read the comment and it'll come back to me. I totally hate that my internet sucks. Now, that's what I was gonna say. Tammy asked me if I'm gonna do a show until when I receive my package from Becca. So, a lot of you know that I have won quite a few times on Becca's giveaways. No, it is not rigged, just letting you know. I just know things. So, and or my number came up or something, you know. But what you don't know is Becca hasn't sent the package yet because I told her anything that she wanted to send me, she can just put aside for now, or anything that I win, and just send it all at once. because she kept saying that she still had piles of stuff. So she's going to be sending me a package. Most of you know, this is the point I'm getting at now because of Tammy's question. I really don't do mail openings. I'm going to tell you why. And sometimes I do, but I'm going to tell you why I don't. I don't do mail openings from when people send me things, and there's a reason for this. When someone sends me something, I feel it's personal to me. Once I read the note or whatever they have wrote with it, and I've gotten several things from several people, some of them will have in their note, please do not share, or don't say who you got this from. Please say that this just came from one of my subscribers. A lot of people are very, I don't know what the word is. They don't want a lot of people to know that they were the one that sent me something. For those of you out there, you know what I'm talking about. They believe it is personal between me and them when they send me something. So that's why I don't open mail live. I did open tons of mail live when I was doing my birthday blocks, and that was because that was for something, and I obviously made the whole entire thing to show you guys because that was the most awesomest thing. But typically I don't open mail from someone. There is the rare occasion though when they say in their letter or something after I've already opened it, they say you can share, or please share and show everybody what I sent you, or da 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 da, or make sure you tell everyone who this came from so that they know. Like T from T Quilts had sent me this set. I'm going to put this away. Actually, I'll leave it out so I can show you. She knows that I absolutely love the color purple. And so she sent me, everybody knows that watches T Quilts, she was selling these, the presser, the hand presser and the seam ripper stiletto combo that were hand carved. She and I talk a lot. I talk to Becca all the time, and I talk to T all the time, and then I do talk to a lot of you all the time. I talk to Teresa Louise all the time too. A lot of YouTubers, we're really close. We have lots of conversation. So T knows that I love the color purple. If you guys were on So Yeah tonight, you'll know I love the color purple so much. I bought lots of purple batiks. That's what I spent my money on. So she sent me this, and she wanted me to share, you know, she was okay with me sharing that I got it. Obviously, I didn't, you know, open the package on live, but I do give everybody that sends me something credit if they want me to. If it's something else, like say someone sent me, we're just going to use this as an example, it wasn't it, but say someone sent me a gift like this, a box of pins, but they didn't want me to say who purchased it or who sent it to me personally. They don't want their name out there because they don't want other, say, YouTubers or whatever begging them to send them stuff too. That is why I don't open mail. So yeah, when I get mail from people, I believe it's between me and them and it's personal. I do enjoy when people send me happy mail. You guys do know that I love, 100% love postcards. I get lots of postcards. Some of the notes though are personal, so I do share the fronts of the postcard. You guys have seen my new little hanging thing that I have of my postcards on the wall. But a lot of them are personal notes between me and that person. So again, that's why I don't share mail. Now, when I order packages on my own, which is rare because 90% of it is just a box of like solid fabrics, because that's really all I ever order. Sometimes I'll share it, but you know, and then sometimes people donate stuff to me, like a local person donated a ton of fabric and I shared it recently, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. It was a complete haul, like, I don't know, there had to have been like 60 yards of fabric. It was a big haul. And that same day, Becca had, no, not Becca, Tammy, I think it was Tammy, sent me stuff. So I was able to share that because the note said it was okay to share, if that makes any sense. So I only share when the person says it. That's what I mean by this whole mail thing. That's what I was getting at. So I will, Becca's 100%, oh yeah, here, yeah, just show everyone what I sent you. Obviously, I'll share it and show you guys everything that she sent me and what I won. I also plan, the one thing I won was a bag. I plan on making that in a YouTube video. So obviously once that gets sent here, Becca, if you're watching this, once she sends it, then I'll be able to put it together and make a video. So look forward to that in the future. I forgot the name of the bag already, but whatever. Please note that it's going to be a video. So yeah, anyway, there was my little rant on mail. I only do mail if the person says, okay, hey, let's put, you know, go ahead and make it a video. So that's when I do it. And I'll do it live usually. I don't do the mail videos as, oh, a video that I just got mail. I do not subscribe to any boxes or anything like a lot of YouTubers do, because I can't afford it. Like literally, I shouldn't have spent what I spent tonight, my earnings on fabric, but I have an idea in my head and I want to make it, and I made the money. So it was, you know, up to me to spend it how I wished. But I should have paid the electric bill instead. Does that make any sense? Anyway, I forgot where I was getting at, but I do what I do because I don't do other things. I'm my own thing. I do these late night videos so that people that are up late can watch videos, or be live with me is what I mean, and hang out, because a lot of us can't sleep. I've come to the conclusion that quilters are all insomniacs. Like serious insomniacs. So yeah. Anyway, so there's my point. I don't open mail unless the person says to, and obviously Becca won't care because that I'm sharing with you guys what she has sent me or what I have won. So other than that, if it's something personal, I keep it to myself. But you guys know it exists, and I do thank those people, you know who you are, who have ever sent me anything. Okay, rant over. Let's tip this down now so we can put this darn thing together, because I'm just going to go on forever if not. I have such I draw on for a second. Okay, where are we? All right, so this is your husband. Okay, just hit 48 non-sleepers. Oh, we hit 48 tonight. That's actually pretty good for an Insomniac video. Yeah, walking, no leg under me. Just proof can't live down. If I didn't have muscle memories. Okay, Tiff, did you ever hear from Social Security? Okay, I sent in all my appeal stuff for Social Security for those that are curious. I don't know how long this appeal takes. It says 4 to 6 months on their thing, so it's been about 5 months now. So unfortunately, I have no idea what is going on with Social Security just yet. I have spoken to the lady in the last couple months. She had to ask me a couple more questions towards things and asked for proof of a couple other things because they just keep wanting more proof of things. But nope, I have no Social Security right now. I do have my medical, but they keep denying things, and it's really, really frustrating. I just had another, my CTA scan that I just had was denied when 2 other doctors asked for it. And then I went to another third doctor. It was, it's like 3rd time's a charm. By the time I got to my third, because all my doctors work together, but by the time I got to the 3rd, he checked out the problem, said, okay, you do need the CTA for the surgeon, blah, blah, blah. And that's when it went through. So as long as I have my medical, I'm good. But the medical will cancel within a year if my Social Security isn't reapproved, if that makes any sense. So, all right. I'm happy he's finally doing better. Okay, so that Kathleen, you're on my prayers. Wouldn't be bad. They said, okay, I have major back surgery on the 12th. I'm in so much pain at times. I have 20 screws, 4 cages, and 2 good. Oh my goodness, that sounds like my mother-in-law. She has a ton of shit in her back. Oops, I didn't mean to say that word out loud, but yeah, it's horrible. Oh my god. I have to wear a back brace and use a walker. I feel for him. Oh, that's crazy, Debbie. I feel for you. I know what back pain feels like, but to have 20 screws, 4 cages, I don't even know what that means, but oh my goodness, and 2 good-sized rods in your back, that's, whew. Let's see. 3rd and hopefully last surgery by far. I sure understand about the nerve pain. Oh my god, nerve pain. Don't even get me started. This shit is horrible. And I said it again. Oops. Jim said, I feel I quit smoking if I want to buy a little fabric. It's cheaper than the former. I still smoke. That's probably why I can't buy as much fabric. My cigarettes, once every month and a half, I spend $136 and some change on 3 cartons of cigarettes from going over to the reservation. So I don't really spend as much as tons of people, but I do spend enough to be a smoker. But I don't smoke a lot. I'm at about 14 cigarettes a day right now because the stress of all this problems is killing me, I swear. Tammy said, I was just telling my husband I should stay up and finish my binding. I cut the strip and I will attach it tomorrow. Ooh, yeah, get it done. Please remember thumbs up for me. Thank you guys. Thanks, Kim, for reminding everyone. That's ridiculous. Yes, it is ridiculous. I'm so tired of the Social Security office, let me tell you. All right, so this layout, you guys, I'm going to lay out the other layout real quick just so that you can see. That way, because now there's all 4 rows available. I want the 100% opinion on this, just to make sure that it looks cool and you guys 100% agree with me. All right, so then there's this layout. So you saw the last layout for quite some time. Now I'll let this one sit for a second. Jim was 2 packs. I've never smoked that much, Jim. That's freaking. You guys hear me? It's the middle of the night, and obviously I'm talking like I've got problems here. Yeah, that's a lot of smokes. I'm glad you got down the Jim, because that's a lot. My grandma smoked a lot. I think she was like 3 packs. That woman had a cigarette in her hand every 2 seconds. No, I'm not sure if fabric is cheaper, Jim, but certainly it's better for your health, right? I think fabric actually costs more than buying cigarettes, honestly. I'll keep you in my prayers. All right, so here's the second layout. And now I'm going to turn to where it doesn't start with an X. Instead, it'll start with the corner. This. So this is the same thing as what it was, but instead it's not starting with an X. If that makes any sense to you guys. Instead, puts a center and makes 5 of these. If that helps. So there's the third way I can do it. So the other way, put these on, this started with an X instead, and now this time it starts with an O, if that makes any sense at all. $10 a day, you can buy lots of, oh yeah, probably could. I don't spend that much on my cigarettes. Like I said, I get 3 cartons for 130, it's like, I think it's 137.98 or 90. I don't know, I'd have to find a receipt, but I buy on the reservation, so I don't really smoke. They're good. They taste like, I don't know, I think they taste like Camel 100s. Anyways, I don't want to talk about cigarettes now because it's making me want to go smoke. My late husband smoked 4 packs a day, 300. Oh my goodness. God, I remember you telling me that, Kim. That's just crazy. How many do you plan to make? This is it. I'm done. I just need to put it together. This is all I'm doing with this little project. This is just a little wall hanging for my room, so I can change up some areas in my room and make it look cute. So this is all I'm making. So this was the third layout. Then that's it. So 3 ways I'm interested in. So what do you guys think? So we can go back to the other way real quick, because I need to start sewing these together like soon. Oops. That would be that way, that would be that way, that way, this would be this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way, and this way. So this is the one I like the most. I think it'll help when it comes to the quilting. I like it because it looks like diamonds going down it, if that makes any sense. I think it looks really awesome. So what do you guys think? This is all I'm making. 16 blocks. I'm going to put a border around it too. So it'll get a tiny little border of this right here. We're just going to pretend that this is the border by laying it out like this so you can see. So it'll get a tiny little border of this, probably smaller than the size that's here. Okay, and then this will get cut down too, and it'll get a tiny little border of this, just to finish it off. So this is what it'll be. Let's make this corner real quick so it looks cool. So it'll be this. This will be the border. So you guys like it like this? I vote with the X pattern. Okay, Tammy Davidson likes the X's. What do you guys think? This was the first one. The second one started with an X. The third set started with the O. I gotta sew these together, guys. So Let's see how many of you say this one, or, so this is row, this is number 1. So we're going to put this together real quick, starting with the X for number 2 layout. And this is number 2 layout. Let's get this laid out properly. Number 2 layout is this. So number 2 layout is this. So it starts with the X right here, like that. Okay, so this is number 2. Number 3 starts with the O in the middle. I know it looks like the same thing, and I could probably do zigzag too, but I don't feel like doing a zigzag. These are the designs I like personally. So, and then this is number 2. Starts with the O, so it's laid out just a little bit differently. What if you turn 4 center blocks differently than the rest? Like this, you mean? I really don't like that because it creates a big X. I don't know if you guys can tell. I mean, it looks really awesome, but for what I'm doing is I'm just hanging it on the wall. I don't think this is how I want it, if it makes any sense. I mean, what do you guys think? So this would be layout number 4. So there was 1, they went across. 2 starts with an X. 3 starts with an O. And now this is number 4, which creates a big X. I personally like the first one, which is the diagonal lines. Why? Because I think it looks awesome. It looks like diamonds. I like it, but go back. So that was the way it was. That would have been number 1 or 4. First one says Pat. I like to go back. Now I like that one. Can't make up your minds. Just like me. All right, let's go back to this just one more time because I'm going to be sewing this baby together. Oh, and then there's, I don't want to do zigzags, so we're not going to do zigzags. I want to go with what I want to go with. There's just a couple ideas, and we're going to, right, correct. Oops, that was correct. That needs to be that way. This needs to be that way, and that goes that way. Is it all the way I need? Up, down, 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 down. This is my favorite one. I don't know why, it just looks like diamonds, and when I look at it from the screen, just looking at the screen, I don't know, it's like, it's popping at me. So, I think I'm going to go with the first one, because there's more people saying the first one than anything. Besides that, I like them all. So let's sew it together like this, because I like this the best. 4 doesn't flow. Yeah, because it's so small, that's why. 1, but 4, but you do what you like best. Go for it. Okay, so we're going to sew it together just like this, and we're going to chain piece this whole entire thing to get it done. So what I'm going to do is turn the camera. We're going to push this down this way like this, and like that. And we're going to chain piece this whole thing. All right. I'm going to take it over here to me so you can watch me sew it all. Let's get it done. I'm going to bring this down this way some. See if I can get it this way without it hitting this and falling. I'll just put this guy up here. There we go. That works better. That way it's totally 100% next to me. There we go. Much better. All right, because there's going to be a lot of seams to line up. A lot of seams to line up. Well, let's see how fast we can do this. Changed my mind. The first one is now my new favorite. All right, so I'm going to web all this together. So I'm going to take one, put it over, and I don't know if you guys can even see right here. You probably can, sort of. So I'm going to take this first stack, and now my seams, okay, hold on. I want it to be facing down, so I'm going to make it this way. Aha. They're going to be the same every time. So I'm just going to be sewing them together, and I'm going to flip some seams because those ones ended up down, but the corners, no, I don't want to flip them. I'm just going to leave them the way they are. Screw it. They should line up nicely. Just leave it just the way it is. I really don't care. So let's take the next one. Because my seams are not opposites, which kind of sucks, but I don't want to flip anything because it just seems like it'll create too much bulk if I flip. So we're just going to hope, sew and hope, like Donna Jordan says. All right, let's go with number 3. It shouldn't take long. Number 4. Let's hope that stays right there. I think this will be awesome. Once it's sewn together, you guys will see. It will look so good. Okay, so here's all 4. Now I'm going to open this up. I'm going to add the next one. We're also going to make sure that those seams are laying right on top of each other because I'm not going to flip them. Open this one. Put the next one on. Stay down. This thing is so adorable. I love it. Oh, I love it. But it's so tiny, I kind of want the tiny borders to go with it. Does that make any sense? Make a tiny quilt, you got to put tiny borders on it. It's only right to put tiny borders on it. Alright, so this last row on. Oh, the seams are nesting pretty good without nesting. There's no nesting, they're just laying on top of each other. They're lining up pretty good because everything is exact. Well, not completely exact. Mostly exact. Mostly exact is my word. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Grab the next. There's going to be a lot of little loose threads while I go through this too because this is such a disaster. There's one thing about this, they were picking up, all these little blocks were picking up all the thread because they're, I think it's because they're kind of thick being so tight like this because they're so small. They're my little lint catchers. See all the little fabric, the thread? Like there's so much thread just hanging from them. They were catching so much, so much lint all over them. Alrighty, so I'm going to open these up, and I'm not going to worry about finger pressing one side to the other. I'm just actually going to start sewing them together. So this is what I call webbed or chain piecing. Everything's together. I cannot get anything out of order. If I open it all up, it's going in the directions I want. I do this often, especially when I'm making little quilts or blocks and stuff, because it might, like my 25 patch block series, I 100% do this all the time. Okay, so that seam wants to lay that way, and this one wants to lay this way. So I'm just going to nest them the way they want to lay. Oops, stay. And I'm also going to grab this little tool. Oops, that's the wrong side. It's got a dot on that side. Nope, it's got a dot on both sides. That's what T was talking about. Mine has a dot on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to hold my seams, but I'm also going to use my stiletto that I now have because I've never had one before to hold all these seams down when they go under the presser foot. Oopsie, I knew that was going to happen. Stay down. We don't want my seams to flip because these are so small they will probably not lay correctly if all those seams were pushed a different way. So we want to make sure that I'm pushing them all down and everything is lining right up. My seams between the rows are nesting perfectly. This kind of seems time consuming, and you gotta catch all these little bitty open seams to keep them open. Okay, so these two are sewn together. Oh, so cute! So cute! Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I don't think I've had this much fun in a long time. I'm like seriously enjoying myself here, guys. I'm gonna put this though a little bit differently. Oops, I will mess up all my little pieces over here. Oh well, it's not like I trimmed them yet. All right, let's see. I'll go for it. I agree that one I changed. Okay, nobody's commented. Did my comments go back or something? Because it seems like nobody's talking. There's 36 of you. Come on, guys. Say something. Say something. I need a conversation. Come on. Stay right there. So nice. Whew. It's laying wonderfully. Oh, right there. That's how it goes. Where's the snail? Oh, there it is right there. This thing is like sharp. If I don't hold it just right, this thing is poking the poop out of my finger. Seriously, poking me. Oop, get back down. All right, one more. Look, it's so cute. I love it, guys. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Miniature Jacob's ladder. Super miniature. Oh, it's adorable. All right, let's find these seams and nest them the way they want to go. I kind of feel like I'm going to poke this stiletto on the needle. That would totally suck. Got to be careful if you guys have a stiletto. Do not poke your needle. Just use it to hold things down, because it's like an extra finger. One finger's holding my seam, the other one's making sure that my open seams stay open as I go along. And that's the next seam right there. Oh, so adorable. All right, moment of truth. We gotta press it though, and I gotta turn my iron back on. Will you free motion quilt? Yes, this will be free motion quilted. We're busy watching you. Were you able to get any fabric tonight on So Yeah? Yes, I spent all of my YouTube earnings. All of it. All of it. It's all gone. All of a sudden, I'm tired. I'll see you tomorrow. Love the quilt. Take care. Okay, Mary, we'll see you. I'll be on tomorrow at 5. Don't forget, So Sunday, tomorrow at 5. Actually, it's today already. I was saying goodnight. Okay. All right. Let's turn this iron back on. And then we can get it nice and flat. So there's my little project. All I'm going to need is a fat quarter. So this is like a block itself. If I really wanted and had the patience, I mean, I do have the patience. I could probably do this all day because this is super fun. If you have the patience, you can 100% make like a lap size or more with these tiny, tiny pieces. Could you imagine? That would be great. And it's going to get heavy too because there's so many seams. I don't know if you guys noticed this ever, but the more seams in a quilt, the more heavier the quilt. I've noticed it with my quilt tops. If there's less seams, it's not as heavy. The more seams on my quilt tops, the more heavier my quilt tops are. It's crazy. So just so you know, for those of you that are new to quilting, I'm trying to just push. I'm not going to open these seams. I'm going to just push them the way they want to go. They seem so far to be going. This one's going this way. This one naturally just went that way. And this one naturally just went that way. So as soon as the iron is nice and warm, I'm just going to forcefully make them stay that way with the iron. Oh, so wonderful. So wonderful. My cell's on the charger trying to kick bucket on me, Tiff. Love seeing you tickle and happy. You're enjoying this wonderful as a beginning. being back at your best. Well, I'm trying to be back at my best, but okay, Kathleen, if your phone is gonna die, you don't need to kill it the rest of the way. So sweet dreams, those that are leaving. Love watching those boys. I buy when I can get in. Well, Linda, if I had the money, I would buy more often, but I don't make enough. It took 3 months to get $60 on YouTube, let me tell you. And I haven't even been on that much. I've been coming on every Sunday, obviously, and then random videos here and there. So let's press this thing. Yeah, it took a while for me to make enough, and that's how I pay for this, is how I pay for my stuff, is my YouTube money. And then I've had a couple donations to buy fabric, and then people have purchased fabric for me, so, which is wonderful. Well, let me push these the way they want to go real quick. And then from the front side, I will fix it all. That one seems to be that way. Just going to give it a little bit of heat, help it go the way it wants to go. I'm also going to push all these seams back here the way that they were sewed. So that one will go that way. That one already laying the way it wants. This one will go this way. That's that way. That's that way. Now from the front side. And I'm making sure that I'm opening the seams. I know some people say go with the iron this way, but I'm trying to make sure all these seams are all open. And it's not discombobulating anything either. It's flying pretty nice. I just want to make sure it's perfect. For me at least. Perfect for me. Lots of steam. So if this was to be a block, one single block, I will tell you its size right now. 13¼ by 13¼ So here is my 13¼ inch block. Look at that. Technically it's a quilt. It's my mini quilt. It's so beautiful. Why am I so excited over this thing? Oh my goodness. Let's turn you guys this way. Tip you down so you can see. So cute. So cute. All right, so let's make the borders and get those on, because that'll go on pretty quick. So I kind of think I want to just keep it with the big border. Honestly, these are 1½ inch, right? Is this a 1½ inch strip? Yeah, and I have enough to go all the way around, I think, because I don't really want to trim it down. So let's see if this is enough to go completely all the way around. I'm just going to pretend that that's enough. Pretend that that's enough. Oh yeah, plenty. Okay. Let's go all the way around with this first. Woohoo, look at that. I'm just going to keep it at the 1½ inch one. I thought mini borders would be better, but I think I'll just mini border the next one. All right, so let's grab right here, right sides together, and I'm just going to sew it, trim it, sew it, trim it, sew it, trim it. Be nice if I had scissors to trim with. Alright, so now I'm going to just press it open like this. Put the next side on. So I'm just going to do side, side, then top and bottom like normal, obviously, but sew and trim. Alright, we're going to press these open with my wonderful pressing tool. Even though the iron is on, but I don't feel like getting up at this very second because I was kind of standing for a little while earlier when I was cutting, and my legs feel kind of yucky, so I didn't want to really press anything. That's the cool thing about this little wonderful tool here. Alright, let's do these two sides now. Right sides together. Oh, this is going to be adorable. Pre-cut this real quick. So my thing ended up 13¼ from using 8 mini blocks. Oh, there's no seam on this one. I'm going to try to use the no seam area. This is just leftover border from my log cabin. And anything left over from it's going to go towards my other mini block. Okay. I'm watching those buys if that one I can get in. That's so awesome. Do you get paid by the video or the amount of... I actually get paid by the ads that play in the videos. So I'm going to explain this. I tried to explain it earlier, but I think it got cut out of the video because I started spinning, reconnecting. So it's there's ads on videos. Some of you pay to not have ads. I get a tiny 0.00 like 0.01% of that. I get like not even a 0.01 of a penny from the people that prepay to not have ads on YouTube. Then there's the ones like me. I don't pay to take away ads because I don't want a YouTube membership. I really don't care. I make the videos, so why do I need whatever, you know? The thing is you guys have to watch the ads fully. You gotta let the ads play. You know, don't just press skip ad. I mean, if you're in a hurry, obviously skip ad. But if you just let the ad play, some of them, no, there's only a few that have been like 3 minutes because it's an average. I skip those ones. But if it's just like a 12-second ad, just let it play through. The more money comes from when you guys press visit advertiser on the ad, and it takes you to the website. So some of them are kind of easy to click on. It goes to the Del Taco menu if you have a Del Taco commercial. So Nike commercial, it goes to the Nike site. I mean, some of those things, those ads take you to places that you can get good deals and sales because some of the ads are for fabric companies. So if you're constantly watching stuff that relates to quilting and fabric, you're going to get ads for quilting and fabric, if you think about it. So clicking on those ads helps way more than just letting it play, but to get paid from YouTube, it's letting the ads play. So you have to let those ads play. I only get 0.001%, but again, I made $60 in 3 months. But the more views I have, the more people that see the commercials, the more people that blah, blah, blah. So it goes up from there, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it any better than that. You got to watch the ads. Just let them play through. I do it too on my own videos. I just let the ads play through when I go back and watch the videos to see if I missed a comment or something. So yeah. All right, let's press this and then add the next border. So it's already kind of pressed, but the iron did not shut itself off this time. Okay, so nice and flat. You guys can see, like I told you, this is picking up all the threads. See all this thread on here? I literally have to pluck out all these threads that got sucked into seams. So there's so many of them. Definitely, if you want to clean up lint, just put something really tight together like this and rub it along your project. It'll take all your lint off. So let's put it over here, put it down like this, and decide how big do I want this. So this is a 3-inch piece. I don't have any really more available. This is a 3-inch piece. So does it look good with 3-inch piece? Or what if it was, say, 1.5 inches? Actually, that would be about 2 inches right there. So I have this laying on the 2-inch line. So if the border was 2 inches, I'd have to cut it down to 2 1/4. Or say, what if I did it at 1.5? Let's lay this up at the 1.5. So it could also be 1.5 like this. I kind of like it. I don't know. I kind of like the whole 3-inch thing, honestly. Why? Because I'm seeing more of the batik, and it helps highlight the batik that's in here, which is this. So, is that the one that was hanging behind them? Huh? What? Loving it. That border makes it pop. I liked the one that embroidered in different colors. Past tense, I'm guilty of spending what I didn't even have. Easy to get wrapped up in the, oh, right? Yes. I told Scott earlier when I was on, I was like, I'm spending $15 more. I was spending $15 more. I go, what on now? What are you getting now? I was like, I needed 3 yards of a purple batik. I need it for borders. What will you use for binding? Probably this color. It'll just go alternate. So, because I have enough of this to do it. And or I can do a flange. I really don't want to do a flange, but I can do a flange border on it. But I think I'm just going to go with this. I have enough of it, I think, to go all the way around. Let's see. There's some on this side. Actually, we're just going to do this because I know it'll work better. So we're going to flatten this out. I'm going to lay this on here. We're going to make sure that I have plenty. So I'm going to come right here. We're going to cut this off. We're going to do this accurately. So here's side 1. Do not cut towards your own wrist because that is very dangerous. So we're going to hook that to this side right here. So let's cut side 2 now. And I have seams in this because this is leftover border fabric from something else. So we're going to lay this on here nicely and we're going to accurately cut this one now. Oops, stay up there. Stay. I'm telling you to stay. Again, do not ever do what I'm doing right now by cutting towards your wrist because if you slip, you will chop your wrist off. Oops. And then we're going to cut with these minus a 1/4 inch. So we're going to lay that on there. Lay that on there. I'll lay that on there. Yes, I'm doing this totally wrong, but just wait. It'll be correct. Now we're going to lay this on here. It might be, you know, ever so slightly longer, but at least it'll be about the right size. And I'll trim whatever is not correctly square. Right there. Okay, and we're just going to cut one more from this angle because I know the other side is going to be exactly the same. Oh, my little itty bitty squares. No, go back over there. One more time. Right here, making sure that I'm watching my lines. Everything's nice and straight. All right. So here's my 4 borders. I'll sew these on first, right sides together, and then I'll sew these guys on. Hopefully this comes out more correct because I usually never pre-cut. I just like go around, but you never know. It might come out a little better than you would think, but at least I know I had plenty to go around it. Oh, and I always, when you do borders, I gotta tell you guys this. So if you do top, bottom, side, side, when you go back to put the next border on, always start your next border sealing off your seams from your top, bottom. So always seal off seams first by doing this. So this becomes top again, and then that becomes the bottom, and then side, side. Always seal off that seam first. It makes it so much easier and more accurate to put the border on when you're closing it, because if you put that on the top first, you're gonna have so much weight from the fabric being there pressing it back that you're gonna pull this open. So you want to seal that off first. I've learned my lesson quite a few times in the beginning when I first started quilting on borders. I've never done borders the way you're supposed to. I don't measure the number, blah 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 blah. I should, but I don't. And the reason for that is because I try to find easy way around things, but my stuff still lays flat. I still quilt it flat. I don't have a problem with loading on the long arm. I don't know. So I do my things my way, but I always make sure that I seal off those seams first. All right, so now I just open this, use my little tool real quick because I don't need to really press just yet. Again, this is just batiks, so it presses really nicely. As long as your seam is going the way you want it. And then I'll add that next 2 pieces. All right. right, so let's add these sides. They should be accurate now. Make sure, oh yeah, that is correct. All right. And it is. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. This could totally be a pillow if I wanted it to, but obviously it's going to be a wall hanging. And it still looks like it's only going to be a fat quarter's worth. We'll see right as soon as I'm done, I'll measure it. So just match these up because this one's going to hang down just a, this one will need just a slight trim off of it. But hey, I was just measuring, sort of. I wasn't being perfect, so see how it's hanging over just a smidge? I'm just going to take it to the ruler down here. Oops, and flip it upside down so that I can see the side seam, and I'll equal those out. And then we're going to go press this properly. So I was just that much over, but that's okay because I really don't care. It's trimmed off now. All right, so let's press this. And I don't know if I am caught up on comments. Tiff, I can't tell exactly, but it looks like the side orange batiks, you might want to flip one. Side orange. Oh, you mean the, it's like a reddish, this is like burnt copper, the color. It's like a, it's hard to tell on screen. No, it's right side up. This is kind of dull on that side. It looks good to me. Looks good. I really don't care, honestly. I wasn't looking for perfection for this. I was just looking for the having fun, you know, because I enjoy this. It's definitely fun. And this keeps me from being outside smoking. It keeps me from stressing because this is a stress-free environment right here. And I need more water in my iron because there's barely any steam, but only enough to finish this and clean up all those little, I gotta pull all these little threads off of it because that's annoying me. Like super annoying me. I have this wonderful thing right here. Some of them are stuck in the seam. I'm pulling all the ones that are stuck in the seam because it was picking up every single piece of thread possible. Alright. Looks good now. Oops. We have a hanger. It needs a snip. Alright. Look at that. Done. Let's press it with some more steam. Lots of steam. Lots of steam. Don't yank. Find the source and snip. Never yank. Just find the source and snip every time you have a thread that's still connected to something. Gotta dry this area off. The water spilled. This looks so awesome! Alright, from the center, we have 21 inches. Oh my god, it's gonna fit a fat quarter maybe by 21 inches. It's not gonna fit a fat quarter. Darn. But I can just find a piece of fabric that'll fit it. So let's hold this up so you can see. Isn't that so adorable? It looks like diamonds. I'm looking at it on the screen, and this is quite a big border for it, but that's okay. I like it. It's highlighting it, so it's going to be a wall hanging, so I'm going to add a sleeve to it to hang it on the wall and or something. I don't know how I'm going to hang it just yet, but it's definitely going to get hung on the wall. So cute. Oh my god, I'm loving it. I love this. I love how they lined up. It, like, I like it, guys. And I finished this faster than I thought because I could have, you know, these first two took 45 minutes and then I did the video, which took forever on the tutorial, but definitely adorable. So let's put this down. And next thing we're going to do is choose a backing fabric for it. So I'm going to lay it down right here. And I am going to, you know what? Because the blue, this would be like perfect backing. I have 2 yards of this. Because it's just going to hang on the wall anyway. And I can even bind it with that. That kind of looks cool. What do you guys think? Put it on the back and bind it with it. It's a Joanne fabric, by the way, if you guys are curious. It's not orange. It's like a red. I wish this can focus better on the color. It's like a burnt. Wait, that's the wrong button. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see it real quick. Pop. Let's see. Hold on. We're going to see something with settings and see what happens. Did it pop? No? Let's see. Slate? Nope. That's not the right one. Bubbles obviously isn't. Dance Party is not. Oh my god, you guys, I could do all these cool things. Haunt. I'm trying to find the one that's more catches the color better, because it's definitely not the color orange you guys keep saying. It's definitely a reddish color. It's not going to work. It's not bright. Yeah, okay. None of these colors are showing it properly. Yeah, it looks orange in every single one of these. All right, so I just put it back to normal. It's like a reddish color. Jim wants it to be orange. It's okay. All right, we're just going to clear all that off the screen. So, what do you guys think of my idea to have this on the back and the binding? Because it goes really, really well with this color because of the geometric-y whatever in it. I like that. I think that's what I'm gonna do because I'm like totally wanting to finish this thing. Yes, I like that. Try retro. Okay, let's try something else just so you guys can see. So let's see. We're gonna keep that up there and try to find something. I have tons and tons of large pieces of stuff, so let's see what I got going on that goes with that. Let's see. How about, none of those look good. None of those. I have this blue grunge. Is that even big enough? Ooh, it is big enough. This is just going to be the back again. It's just going to be on the back, hanging on the wall. So it's really not going to be seen. But I do like when it blends with the top. You know what I mean? Don't you have some UFOs to make reversible? No. No and yes. No and yes. I have tons of stuff that I could make reversible. I have Paisley's, but I'd have to piece all this because this is left over from quilt backs. It's like Paisley flowery stuff. I don't know. This is just leftover quilt back stuff because I have so much of it. Every time I load a quilt that's needs 108. I don't like that option though. I want those at the top. Ugh. Let's see, anything, Miss Joy? It's just gonna be wall hanging. Doesn't need to be perfect. How much of this do I have? This is probably only a fat quarter's worth. Yep. Not enough of this. Darn. The only other option is to put what's on the front on it. Is this even a half yard? Nope, almost. Almost a half yard. First idea so far. For the back. Oh, I have tons and tons and tons of fabric, guys. Well, not tons of fabric, just tons of options. Back quarter bundles. Nope, not gonna put a bundle on the back. Mixed scraps. I'm not gonna put mixed scraps on the back. Ooh, hey, how about one of these? I gotta move the camera 2 seconds. I gotta move it over just a little. I can't open the drawer. Sorry. 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 Okay. Sorry. Sorry. There we go. Stay. Right there. Don't move. Just don't move, guys. Don't move. The only way I can open this drawer, I have some really awesome things. Ooh, that would be cool. I don't like the feel of that fabric, but it would be cool. I'm looking for something with weird small print. Let's remove this out of the way. Don't need that right this very second. I'm going to lose my chat in a second because my battery is low. Alright, backing fabric options. Ooh, this is like the perfect color. I do not want tomatoes or zebras or airplanes or flowers. This is geometric. I don't like leaves either. I'm going to pull that out. I like the bolted fabric. You mean this one? The dark color? So do I. I think that makes the perfect backing, honestly. Although this is kind of rating in the same idea. But I think I'm just going to go with the stuff that's on the bolt, because it's going to hang against the wall anyway, like it matters. Use something like using quilt. Alright, so we're going to put this back in my half yard drawer. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to go with this. I just need a little bit. And then I need to get some batting. Oh man, I'm going to have to put this off because I don't have batting in here and I would have to go cut a piece. I don't think I have a big enough piece in here, so I'm going to get the back at least cut and then put in my brain how much my batting needs to be. And then go grab some batting for it because I don't have it on hand exactly right now. So we're going to cut this out and then end the video. So all my little pieces are getting everywhere. All right. So I need about, I'm going to leave a little bit on the side for quilting purposes. We're going to cut about an inch away on this side as well, because I'm going to be doing this in the house. All right. So this does not have 2 yards on it anymore. Ouch. And then open it up. I'm going to lay this on here like this. I'm going to press it obviously so everything is ready. And I'm going to leave a lot hanging on the one side for this part. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to cut quite a bit away. That way I'm giving myself plenty, oops, of room to quilt this. And I'm probably going to spray baste it. Fold this up now because this doesn't need to be used. right now. Actually, I'll probably use it with something else. All right. I'm sorry if it sounded wrong by negative. I meant the heaviness from heartache will be praying. Wait, what? Hold on. I don't know. Teresa just hid somebody, I think, because she probably fell asleep. Hi, Yogi. I had to watch it because she gets so much done with all her health issues. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Balance is there, like you told us. I couldn't see diamonds or Quilted Girl's best friend. Hi, Yogi. So lunch, okay. Retro pretty regardless. Okay, so Teresa accidentally deleted your comment, Jen, but I can't fix that. I don't know how to. She's probably falling asleep at the computer. Hopefully you didn't get blocked. And I'm sorry if you did. Sorry if it sounded wrong by negative. I meant the heaviness from heartache. I'll be praying. Wait, what? Somebody said something that sounded wrong? How do you add a pocket in the back for a wall hanging? It's awesomeness. I actually just put a sleeve on most of my stuff that's for the wall because I like to hang. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this right now. See up there? I have this stuff, and then I stick the string through the back when I hang it, or I use these clips. It doesn't matter. But for this wall hanging, I wanted to do these little clips. See those little clips I have? I have tons of those, but they're very strong. But I still have to hang it on something, so I was just thinking putting a sleeve in it and then just hanging a small rod for it, you know. And I'm going to turn you guys this way and sit down now because my back is cut. I'll do some cons, but so that'll be my backing. I do need to press it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I got to find a piece of batting that's this size. But isn't this just the most adorablest little quilt? Oh, I love it. It's so cute. So cute. So cute. You know, it'd probably look cool around it as a striped border. Or I mean, striped binding. But anything that would be gray and like gray colors, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's so adorable, though. Oh, here, let's do a close-up on it. Only because, yeah. So, I mean, you know, such a tiny quilt. Who cares if these don't line up? You know? Actually, some of them line up really nicely. But some of them don't. Like, it seriously looks so awesome. The colors, even though some of them were close and some of them weren't, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't paying attention to where the colors land. Because it's so small, you can't even tell if the colors were to have landed in the wrong spot, you know what I mean? Like, it still doesn't matter because the way they are laid out, nothing. So none of these colors, look, they're all different. That's why I said it looks like diamonds. Every single color ended up different. No two colors are next to each other. It's so great. I love this. This is just a tiny little wall hanging. It's going to go somewhere over there because my daughter's quilt is going to come down because she wants that at her house now. So, because that is her quilt. But I've been hanging things in front of it. And I want to hang my little wall hanging there. So, let's go over here. Stop moving you around, of course. The stupid thing keeps falling. I bought a new holder. And there we go. Okay. My tablet is going to die, so we're going to hurry up and read comments and then get off because my tablet is going to die. Whew. Okay, where are we at? Try 10 minutes a day at the machine. Mindless stuff. All those negative feelings will flow out into the seams and you may feel lighter just a bit. Yes, exactly. That's the one thing that's about this. The little blocks, it's any block, obviously, any sewing. But these little ones, because they're so cute, it was like, I have the shakes, and I'm like, as I'm concentrating, it was helping relieve that. Obviously, I have to get up and down, and trimming little tiny blocks is kind of monotonous, but it still was like the therapy. I had no stress from today, so I'm not mad that I actually spent all my money in one place on fabric instead of paying a bill. I can't be mad at myself because I just let it, like, I can create something, so I'm just going to do it again with the stuff that I just bought. So I'm like, there's no stress from that. Another thing that this helps from, and if you just keep at it, if you have a lot of time in the day, a lot of time like me, I haven't been doing a lot of things in here, but when I am in here, I spend a lot of time in here. And if you have enough time, like just right now, this whole video, however long it's been on, I don't go out and smoke. I don't think about it. I haven't really been drinking too much water, but I'm actually trying not to drink too much water at night anymore because I have an overactive bladder. So as long as I just sip as needed. I am getting out of breath. My legs are freaking killing me. But I didn't think about any of that. Notice I was excited. And like, if you have someone in your house that's excited just as much as you are to see your work, it's like, oh my God, look what I did. Showing it off and like feeling the accomplishment of finishing a project, that's what makes me feel great. Oh, it 100% feel better. Like, even though I'm dying in pain, I've achieved something. And these are so tiny that I achieved it. You know, my last tiny blocks were just 4 patches. You know, they were just tiny. But I didn't add half square triangles, and I didn't make an actual block. I just put them together and threw a little mug rug together once, and that's it. Done. You know, this, I actually paid attention to what I was doing, put it together into a block, blah, 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 and I have more pieces to make more, but it probably won't be as big. It'll be something else. So, helping, I'm trying to help you guys sit, and for the beginners, I'm not trying to make you obsessed with quilting, but once you start, you will be obsessed with quilting, because that's just how it works. Trust me, because the last almost 5 years, this is all I think about, and all I talk about, and all I do. So, but I am trying to help with allowing yourself to not be depressed, allowing yourself to not be stressed, allowing yourself to feel good about something in your life. If everything else has gone wrong, like the problems with being stuck, staying at home, at least you have something to feel good about yourself and what you're doing. Oh, and my tablet is definitely reminding me, oh my goodness, it is time to get off of here. Let's see, because she got so much done. Oh, I saw that. The balance there. I told you diamonds are quality girl's best friend. Yes, I made a quilt that's called a girl's best friend. It's actually, the name of the quilt is a girl's best friend. It's diamonds. It's all diamonds. It's my personal quilt that can go to quilt shows or whatever. I haven't put it on my bed but one time because the girls, my nieces, 100% are going to destroy it, so it just stays folded up. I like the gray wall hang. You can see the quilt. I like the look. I saw that. It's really cute, Tiff. I love it. You done again. Had fun watching and getting restless. Talk to you. Okay, Debbie. Take care. No worries, Kathleen. Love the colors. Hi, Tiff. Hi, Ellen. Love striped bindings. You've inspired me now. Kim, do it. Do it. I like the little jewels. It reminds me of old beaded curtains. Right? Yeah, Linda. That's kind of like a beaded curtain, kind of. Like if you look at it just right. But I would see it as, if it was a curtain, I would see it this way. You know? Like old curtains. I would see it had been made this way. So it would had to have been put on point, you know, so that it would sit this way, you know. And that would actually be kind of cool, making an on-point mini quilt. Those are going to be some small end caps. Like really small. Looks like a cool piece of fabric from afar. Wow, 3:17 a.m. It was so beautiful. I was waiting for you to come on Sunday, only because it was last week and the TV fell on my... Yeah, Yogi, I hope you're better. You had, what, 7 staples? Oh my goodness. So crazy. I would love to have a smaller version of your 2x4. Enjoy yourself. You've earned that money. Do something for yourself. Happy for you. Just wish you it were more. Yeah, sometimes I do, because I've gone through so much, and you guys have seen it. These... I don't know how. It seems like I still have a lot, but when I go to look for something, fabric-wise, I'm talking, it's like I already made a project with that, and now I'm done, and I wanted to do something else, and I don't have it anymore. Like my jelly roll shelf is not overflowing anymore. It's actually needing more, but I can't afford it right now. My layer cakes, the stack used to be like this tall. It's now this tall because I've done a lot of videos with layer cakes lately. My bolts of fabric, because I can't find solids right now, buy the bolt unless I go get a oh my god, what's the word for it? I need to get a account to buy at wholesale, but I can't afford wholesale accounts right now. because where would I sell the extra fabric that I'm purchasing $1,500 of it a month? Like, what am I supposed to do with that extra fabric? I don't have $1,500 a month unless I'm selling on Etsy. So wholesale account might be out of the equation. I just need to start buying. I need to find an affordable fabric by the bolt place that I can get it, you know. So we're working on trying to find something like that, because I've used almost all in Walmart, even Hobby Lobby. Nobody's had colors. It's like literally out of fabric everywhere. All right, and yes, I will be on later today for Sew Sunday. They're calling it Yogi. This is Sunday. Good night, all, making a salad and falling asleep to YouTube. Okay. Good night, Anne. What happened to my Saturday? Huh, yeah, it's gone. Mine's gone too. The TV hit your head. Yeah, the TV hit her head, and she had to have staples. That's great, Jen. Have something like quilting between you and your daughter. Great bonding time. Yes, great bonding time. She had fun making mug rug for school project. Oh, that's cool. Sweet dreams, and rest. I'm going to stop quilting for a little bit so you can have my I'm going to stop quilting for a little bit so you can have my fabric. I have no idea what that means, Yogi. All right, guys. So does anybody have any questions for the Insomniac video episode 43? I finished my little mini pieces. You know, that's what's really cool about this is how you know it's super flat, because look at all those seams. They are laying so nicely, you know, nicely laying flat and open. If I would have tried to put these seams like to one side or another, oh, this would have been so hard to put together. Yeah, but everything looks good, and I will free motion quilt this on another video. Everything's ready. Be the back. I'm gonna hold it up close so you can tell. It looks really cool because it's almost like what's in here. Can you see that? Because it's kind of like got that jean stripy look, or whatever it's called. It looks weaved. That's the word for it. Couldn't think of it for a second. Oh, it's dying. All right, let's see. Block is beautiful. Oh, that's sweet, Yogi. All right, guys. Well, if you are new to my channel, head down that way. Hit that subscribe button. Get notifications when I am live, which is not as often because for those of you who are subscribed, you know I am sick. I have multiple sclerosis, which is horrible enough, but to top it off, now I have valley fever for life. And the mass in my lung was a little thing, and now it is a mass, and I'm getting ready to have surgery. So that is why I'm not on as much. But when I am, I have so much fun, and you guys do too, so stick around, because in the future I will get back on track. Everything will be good. Don't forget to like my videos and share the ones that you like with your friends and family that quilt. And other than that, this was episode 43 of the Insomniac Quilting series. I am done. You guys can go to sleep. Thank you for joining. I love you all. Bye for now. Oh, don't forget to join the group. It's in the description below if you're not already in it. Description below has all the information if you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. It's all there. Bye for now. Bye. Bye. We're going to end it right here on my quilt. Bam. Are you done? Yes. Stop streaming. Okay. Bye-bye.